With you here on a beautiful morning that may not stay beautiful very, very much longer. We have a Pineapple Express bearing down on us, people.
Woo! 30% chance it's already raining.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is raining. Yeah, when I drove in, so I parked in the parking lot, and I had one of those mornings where I was just like, geez, I really don't feel like walking into the building yet.
Dude, it's the worst.
It's you know that feeling where a lot of people I'm sure feel this way and do this, like where you're literally just, you're like, yeah, I mean, I gotta leave the car. It has nothing to do with seeing you guys or being in this building. That this place is fine. It was just the effort of leaving the vehicle and walking to the door.
I get it.
It's just like, I'm just cool sitting here for a bit.
Yeah. You need Roy David to start coming to administer testosterone shots in the parking lot.
Oh, dude, or you like B12 shots. Like they do a bunch of cool stuff over there. Like,
you guys did the B12 shots out on the golf course one day.
It was the long ball invitational.
Yeah.
I don't know if it did anything, but it felt cool.
It does feel cool. It feels cool when somebody in the middle of a golf tournament goes, y'all want injections? And you're just like, yeah, as a matter of fact, you look official. You have a 10-foot tent.
That's right. You know what's great? If they wouldn't have been beautiful girls offering it, I don't know that we would have said yes.
Yeah, that's
like if it was the three of us.
Yeah.
Like, come on over.
Yeah. Just finishing up a beer funnel, blowing the foam like, hey, you guys need B12 injections? Nope. We're good.
How about 12B injections?
So anyways, speaking of long ball, we have an exciting update there coming somewhere down the line. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, every single day there's more and more piled on here with our big game tailgate.
Yeah, that's right.
We got 2 additions to the group now.
And are we allowed to talk about them yet?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So long ball, Dennis and Daniel, you guys remember them. They were in for a Bar Carb Friday. I was doing ad reads for them for a while, but long ball, the lemon iced tea, it's only 156 calories actually. They are going to be donating a foursome to our listeners. So whoever wins it, and we'll do the drawing at the big game tailgate next Friday, February 9th at K&B Bistro, 7 to 9 a.m. is when you can come out. But if you show up, you're qualified to win the 250 or the gift card to Dr. Roy David, the Man Zone.
The Man Zone.
You're qualified to win the 65-inch TV, and you're qualified to win a free round of golf out at Cottonwood Golf Club, which we were looking at pictures yesterday. I haven't played there, but it's rated in California as like the top value golf you can play.
Oh, okay. So for the money, you get a lot of golf course. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I love golf. It doesn't matter where we golf. San Diego, I've only played, and I've paid every price point. I've only played nice golf courses.
Same.
They're just all pretty damn good.
And so we'll leave it up to the winner. If you want to take the 3 of us golfing, great. If you want to take your friends golfing, great.
So check this out. At our big game tailgate happening February 9th at K&B Bistro out there on Del Cerro, we've got a 65-inch television.
Yeah.
We've got a round of golf for a foursome.
Yeah.
We've got a month of testosterone shots from the Man Zone.
Yeah.
We've got swag.
Yeah.
We've got food.
Yeah.
We've got a Bar Cart Friday. We've got tickets. We have other gifts. I mean, this is going to be insane.
It's potentially the coolest live event anyone has ever been a part of.
Right. We got Doucher sunglasses.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So there's a brand called Pit Viper.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to be giving away sunglasses to listeners showing up.
So they see Fletch's sunglasses, they see Buck Norris's sunglasses, and they go, we also make Doucher sunglasses. We'd love to be your Doucher sunglass provider.
You guys made fun of me for years.
Now we're in.
Yeah.
Now we're in. In fact, as a matter of fact, after making this relationship with this company who has the funniest hold music in the history of the planet, when we called this company, and their leading pair of sunglasses, I'm pretty sure the pair that they're going to send us are called the Big Gay Sunglasses. And, which is perfect for the big game tailgate.
Right.
We're looking at these sunglasses. We're like, well, those are the ones for us.
Yeah, right.
And then we try to call them, and it is literally. It sounds like
it's nails on a chalkboard.
It's a 5th grade band playing classical music.
It's hilarious.
You just hear horns and accidental violins. It's absolutely amazing. It's a cacophony of sounds. And then this lady got on the phone, and so after a brief conversation, we're going to have sunglasses for our listeners. We're going to have so much stuff. Okay, so the date is February 9th. It's the Friday before the big game. You know, the big game that kicks off in Las Vegas.
Right, just on that Sunday. I don't know. Big Game Sunday? That's probably what they should call it.
Yeah, I guess they should call it that. But anyways, the Friday before that, we're going to be at K&B Bistro. We're going to be there from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. You're welcome to come join us from the 7 o'clock hour on. We've got a ton of listeners already who are signed up to come in. You don't have to sign up for anything. I just mean they've already told us that they're coming on over. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you show up, you're going to be in the running for all those great prizes. And we'll get to hang out for a little bit and have some food together, break a little bread. Be a lot of fun.
Yeah, 913 is very concerned. 35% chance of rain on that Friday.
Wait,
Let's hope that fizzles out for a good day. 913, it's fine.
I thought there was
Rain
no
or shine.
rain.
This is happening. We'll be under a patio, and we want everyone to come out. So yesterday, a bunch of listeners were texting or tweeting in saying that they were coming. We were shouting them all out. Foulmouth Carey, Jeremy, Joe Moon. The list goes on and on. But if you want to get a shout out today, let us know you're coming by. And from 7 to 9 a.m., you don't got to take the day off work. You just come on by before work.
I'm looking Friday, February 9th. That 30% chance of rain does not start until 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Shut up, 913.
We got it. We got this.
Okay. I wanted to get us started here. Now, Mike McDonald, he's the new coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Little breaking news out of the NFL yesterday. We kind of saw that coming. He was going to get a job somewhere.
He's younger than you.
He is, yeah. We have an influx of coaches in their mid to early 30s getting jobs now, and it's weird. Like my teammate, Gerard Mayo, is a head coach or former teammate over with the Patriots.
What's absolutely incredible to me is that we are also giving away tickets to see him June 25th at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Doobie Brother tickets. No.
That's Michael McDonald. Mike McDonald. Completely different McDonald. Michael McDonald is the silver-haired fox who sings with the Doobie Brothers. Mike McDonald is the defensive coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens, who just became the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks.
Congratulations, regardless.
But if you want to see Mike McDonald, if you call him Mike McDonald, he is coming to Calco's Credit Union Amphitheater in
North
June.
Island.
North Island.
Sorry, North Island. No, it's not, I would never say that. North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. That's going to be on in June.
So
June
25th.
Thank you.
The Mike McDonald hiring is kind of funny because Mike McDonald's kind of been getting blasted by the media over the last handful of days ever since the AFC Championship game, because everyone kind of thinks that the Baltimore Ravens defensive game plan should have been to somehow take Travis Kelce out of the game, and Kelce went 11 for 11. A lot of the heat on the Ravens have been on the coaching staff. Well, he's part of that coaching staff, and he turns around a couple days later, gets a 6-year contract to be the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, the thing about that, though, is if you were the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, they would have stopped Kelce. So I'm sure Seattle knows that, and that's why they hired him as head coach. No, I mean, look, there are certain times in my playing career where, a smart coach would say, guess what? They're getting paid too. Travis Kelce is going into the Hall of Fame one day because he's done that to a lot of defenses.
And some of those catches, it had nothing to do with the defense. It was just stupidity and somehow having Stickum on his hands.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's kind of, I want to get to Seattle and, where they're at and the NFC West, especially with one of the teams in the NFC West going to the Super Bowl this year. We'll get to all that in a second, maybe on the other side of halftime. But I wanted to bring this up. So you're hearing a lot of reaction now about Taylor Swift, one way or another, right? Taylor Swift showing up to these Chiefs games, supporting her boyfriend. She's obviously a famous pop star, and that's the reason why her name comes up so often. I am bothered by this Taylor Swift storyline. And here's the reason why. It has absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with Taylor Swift. I don't care that Taylor Swift wants to come and show up to the games and support her boyfriend, Travis Kelce. It wouldn't bother me if there was any player. In fact, how many shots have we seen of Zach Wilson's mom in the stands? Right?
Not enough.
She could use a few more shots.
Yeah, like Zach Wilson is a bad quarterback for the New York Jets. We've seen his mom on camera.
Right.
Brock Purdy, this ascension to being a starter and now a Super Bowl quarterback. Like, the camera finds his family a lot. Nobody seems to have a problem with it. But all of a sudden, you have this big problem, or people have this big problem with Taylor Swift showing up on the screen. Here's my issue. Both sides sound idiotic to me.
Yes, we do.
If you are bothered by Taylor Swift being on the screen because as a man, it like offends you at an elemental level that this thing that was once ours, we now have to share with the ladies, you're an idiot.
It's boys only.
This is the boys only club. You're not allowed because you're a girl. You sound like an idiot when you tweet that. Somebody should take your Twitter privileges away, or your X privileges. Either way, Elon, handle it. Also, if you're like some social justice warrior or some wokester and you're using Taylor Swift as a political football to prove that you're a feminist, you're an idiot.
Okay.
This is so stupid.
Okay.
So if you're like, listen, I'm Team Tay-Tay, you also sound stupid. This is a girl who is in love with a guy who's showing up and supporting him. It's the same as if a family member, she's just famous. You know, if it was friggin', I don't know, Fergie, or if it was anybody, I mean, if it was a member of the royal family who was out there supporting somebody who played, it would be just as much attention. It has nothing to do with Taylor Swift herself. It would be anybody famous who was in the stand supporting a team or a player.
I'll push back on
The
that a
camera
little.
would
Like
find
Taylor
it.
Swift is different. Like she's the most famous person that could be doing this.
Well,
Like if it was royal family, I don't know if it might be the same amount of hype, but I don't know that. Like Sierra's been married to Russell Wilson forever. She doesn't get the same amount of hype.
She's not as famous, but
The
yeah, to your
level
point.
of
Yeah.
hype is ridiculous when it comes to Taylor Swift, and I do think that's why people are jumping on this one way or another because it's attention grabby.
Yeah.
Like one of our better TikToks has been us talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce because everybody cares about it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other problem is when you talk about the political football, it has now become political, not just in the sense of of a feminist movement or whatever the movement is, but now you have Republicans saying one thing, like literally making up conspiracy theories so you can start a fight somewhere. I really don't know the reason why. Come on, let's just have fun with the Super Bowl.
I'd
Come
say
on.
it was a lot more fun when they were rumored to be dating.
Yeah, which I
You could
guess
stretch your legs a little on the conversation. Like at this point, Rich, you're so right. It's become a weapon.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of things in our culture. It has to be painted one color or the other, and it's red or blue. If you're for Taylor Swift showing up to the games, you're some liberal, dyed hair, screaming feminist. And if you aren't into Taylor Swift showing up to the game, you're some chest beating, Viking horn wearing insurrectionist. Like, it's just so dumb. We're taking something like this. So a famous person fell in love with a football player. She's showing up to his games, and we got to make this political. It's nauseating. It is nauseating that that's where this has to exist now. And then everybody has to beat their chest on one side of the aisle or the other to prove that their side's right. I think it's stupid. I think it's bad for us. I think a lot of things about it. But aside from like where my personal thoughts go, I know this. I know that it's not political to me, but for whatever reason, like everything else, it's become political.
To most people, it's not. I would say most people have your take.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, maybe it's for me, my take on this, maybe it's a little much, but I'm not overly offended at the fact that Taylor Swift is on the screen for 30 seconds during a football game. But I think what you hear is the two sides on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, and then on this side on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok that are going to be really loud. And they're going to attach themselves to a Colin Cowherd video where he called everybody insecure men. And they're going to just go off on that and be like, oh my God, Colin's the king. And then there's going to be like, oh wow, Colin really sold out.
King. Yes.
Like you see it on both sides because people were attacking him for it and people were praising him for
and
it.
Look, and Colin is doing something that's very obvious and TD. I mean, we've seen this do this at that. He'll take a red meat topic. He will say something that is going to call out one side or the other. And it's not always political or it's not always about social movements or anything. And he's going to divide the room. He's made a career of doing it, and he's done a brilliant job inciting people and exciting people to either love him or hate him. as a member of the media, I understand that maybe that's our chore as well. I just can't. We won't. It's just not what we're interested in doing.
No, and I don't care if Taylor Swift's at the game. I don't really care if they show her 50 times a game. It doesn't matter to me. However, being on the media side, maybe I look at this in a little different lens. I'm sure we all do in this room, and I don't know if the general public does, but to me, it's the same token of, well, they keep talking about Little Caesars being the official pizza of the NFL. I mean, they say it because it benefits them. It benefits them. So whether it's financially or not financially, it benefits the NFL to show Taylor Swift. So, I mean, guess what? The core football audience is going to stick around anyways. So if you want to keep that extra 25% who's coming around because Taylor Swift is there, they're going to show Taylor Swift. Didn't realize it was me.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, oh,
dude, it's a fun surprise every single time halftime comes.
Well, we mentioned it. Seattle Seahawks have hired Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator Michael McDonald as a new head coach.
It's been a long time waiting for this hiring. And finally it's here.
McDonald sounds great. Only 36 years old. He'll become the 9th head coach in the franchise history and the youngest head coach in the NFL, passing the recently hired New England Patriots coach Gerard Mayo. He's 37. The Green Bay Packers have hired Boston College head coach Jeff Hafley as their new defensive coordinator.
Right on.
Yeah, I mean, woo! Buckle up, buckle up. In Major League Baseball, the Padres have made a move. They've agreed to a 4-year, $16.5 million contract with free agent left-hander Wandy Peralta. Yeah!
Let's go, Padres!
How about that?
Y'all ever heard of him?
Yeah, well, no.
What,
Me neither.
was it like a Marvel show?
Wandy
Vision.
WandaVision.
I like
He was on that. In the NBA, some scores around the league here. The Clippers, George, Washington, 125-109.
Lazy.
Wow, okay. How about this one? The the Hornets, 117-110.
Better.
The Cavs baby cowed the Pistons,
Oh,
God.
128-121.
Animal husbandry.
The Heat donned the Kings, 115-106. The Magic Banderas San Antonio, 109-98.
Antonio Banderas.
The Suns dragged the Nets, 136-120.
Dragnet.
And the Pelicans high kicked the Rockets, 110-99.
You could stay. You can stay.
Good.
No lap for you today.
Thank you.
Travis had 2 laps by the end of halftime yesterday, and one requested by us, one requested by our listeners.
I took the laps.
You took the laps. You took the laps.
It was more like 1 3/4 lap because I stopped at the bathroom.
Yeah, he got some trail mix. By the time he came back, the lap didn't help anything.
It is my favorite segment.
Oh gosh!
Oh,
All right,
really good.
So Mike McDonald, who is going to, I assume, resume his work with the Doobie Brothers in the offseasons, is now the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. And so,
What a fool!
what a fool believes. But it's so I look at it this way: in a rash of head coach hirings that are offensive minded, in a time where everybody's saying you need an offensive coach to take over your program. The Patriots went, nah. And so did the Seahawks. They're both like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That boat missed us. We like Mayo and we like Mike, and they're youngsters. And that's what the trick is. I think they're bucking the trend and they're saying everybody's missing the boat on this. It's actually about having somebody who can relate to the locker room. It doesn't matter what side of the football they work on.
What's interesting is Seattle's been a defensive head coach led program for how long's Pete Carroll been there? 12 years?
14 years? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not in the hurry to make the move, to make the switch, because this roster was built by Pete Carroll, who's a defensive minded guy. So maybe the defensive minded guy taking over is the way to go. But I get Brandon Staley vibes from this. I don't know if I'm the only one. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, to me, the young coach thing, well, it's either says, well, it could say a lot of things. But to me, it feels like, hey, we're looking for longevity here. We want somebody who can be here for a while, grow with the system.
6-year contract.
We want a young mind in. It also looks like, hey, you know what? the Rams got a lot of praise with Sean McVay over there. Young, good-looking coach out on the field. Let's try that.
Yeah.
So,
You
I
think
mean,
Sean McVay's good looking?
I mean, really good looking.
I
He's
think
got
he is.
crazy eyes.
Yeah.
No, he's a handsome
What are we
boy.
talking about?
He's got
he
crazy
he
eyes.
he has crazy eyes, yeah. But, I mean, would we date? Yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you could put pit vipers over those crazy eyes. You could put some of Pit Viper's big gay sunglasses over those crazy eyes.
Yeah, right.
And that is a real thing. Go to their
that's
website.
really what
I absolutely love those sunglasses. It's so funny. I like now I look at the douchers so completely differently.
yeah.
All it took was for one company to be like, hey, yeah, we'll do something with you
I
guys.
know, but
I know.
But you know when they really like shine?
When is that?
When it's a mullet attached to it.
Gosh, I know.
I can't do that. Otherwise, I would.
Dude, Fletch, you got the front mullet
But
going.
you could do the handlebar mustache.
Oh, look, there's my old buddy, Brian Hoyer, quarterback with the Raiders. He's up on Good Morning Football right now. Look at that. Wait, he has a replica Super Bowl trophy behind him?
All right, that's lame.
I didn't know you were
I call
allowed to
lame.
buy a Lombardi trophy.
You could get that at
I'm
the.
going to take a picture of that right now
I
and
think
send it to him like, who gave you the Super Bowl trophy, buddy?
You could get that at the gift shop at the Hall of Fame out in Kent.
Send that to him and then ask him to come on the show in the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah. I got it. This is so funny. Yeah, I'll send it
So
to
we
him.
want to talk exactly about that.
Yeah.
Only about that.
Yeah, I
All
don't-
we want to ask you about is the Super Bowl trophy sitting behind you and how you got your hands on it.
We got to make fun of him a little bit.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'll tell you what, he's looking handsome. That's another guy, by the way, who could end up being a coach in the league after he's done playing. He's been playing for a long time. How long would it be? 2009.
But it's like his last couple contracts have come with like a stipulation that he kind of is a coach,
Yeah, a little bit.
like a little bit of a player coach there to mentor the young QBs.
Yeah.
Do I need to start cooking, by the way?
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
well,
yeah.
well,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it next segment.
So coming up today on this very busy show, we're doing the big game appetizer showdown. So I don't know if you guys heard of this, but there's a big game kicking off in Vegas
In February?
in February. It's happening actually in like 10 days from today.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's happening in Vegas. It's a big game. It's a big deal.
Wait, like a football game?
A football game.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyways,
I thought we were out of football games.
in preparation for this big game, we're going to be making appetizers in studio all show long.
You guys ready to have your mind blown?
Yeah,
this
I
is
do.
a tease
Yes.
for next segment.
Mhm.
The Pro Bowl starts today. Hashtag did you know?
What?
Wow.
I did not
We'll
actually
tell you about
know
it
that.
coming up next. But first, part of the reason we're doing the appetizers today is to show you guys that with sdfatloss.com, you can have those days, right? You can have those days where you're able to go have a little bit of fun and eat something because it's part of the program. Like Wayne and Chloe, this is not a handcuffing diet. This is something that you do to lose some weight and lose weight very effectively and very quickly while still understanding that you can have your days of fun. It's just a little discipline on the other side of it. sdfatloss.com has changed all three of our lives for the better. All three of us have lost a tremendous amount of weight with sdfatloss.com and Wayne and Chloe. And all it takes is doing a little free consultation. So you talk to them today. Starting in a couple days, you will be on the diet and ready to start losing some weight, up to 1.5 pounds a day. And the three of us had a lot more than 1.5 pounds a day at certain points. There would be days where I would step on the scale, guys, and it'd be 3 pounds came off. I don't know if you had that too.
Oh,
Yeah, it was insane. It was absolutely insane.
There was a point where I actually, and Wayne and Chloe can attest to this. I actually messaged them. I'm like, am I okay?
Is this healthy?
Am I
It is.
All right.
And the deal is sdfatloss.com. They just have the secret for quick weight loss, most importantly, lasting weight loss, using their time-tested methods over literally tens of thousands of clients across the country. They have broken the code, gone on the starvation diet plans, do away with the latest fads with their long list of side effects. SD Fat Loss is healthy weight loss using real whole foods and proprietary strategies to help your body become you again. You ever see pictures of yourself from college and be like, damn, that boy's sexy? Get back to it. That's what we've done.
I look at him every day.
Your mom goes to
I
college.
look back. Yeah.
She did. SCFatloss.com. Free consultation today. You got nothing to lose, but
The unwanted pounds.
the Pro Bowl is here.
Wow.
Coming up
Tomorrow.
next.
Oh, yeah, next. Coming up, we got to get Fletch in the kitchen here in studio because it is time to make our big game app. And the Pro Bowl started. We will break it all down next, right here on San Diego Sports 760.
This update is presented by eBay Motors. We will begin in the NFL. Seattle Seahawks hired Mike Macdonald to be their next head coach on a 6-year contract. Macdonald was the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. He becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL. He's 36. The Washington Commanders will be the last team remaining that does not have a head coach yet. Padres broke their silence, making a move yesterday. They bring in free agent reliever Wandy Peralta on a 4-year, $16.5 million deal. Deal is still pending a physical. It does include 3-player opt-outs. And coming up tonight on San Diego Sports 760, it's the Brian Dutcher Coaches Show, hosted by John Schaefer and the coach. Listen starting at 6 on the iHeartRadio app or on AM 760. eBay Motors here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply.
Make them say, It's Big Rich and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760. It is Thursday. It is the day before our Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Tony Conja going to be here in studio.
Royalty-free Thursday.
It's royalty-free air date.
Yeah.
Royalty-free on this Thursday.
That's right. Royalty free. We do that because we're Americans. Okay.
Yeah.
And we were like, we are leaving. We are leaving England. Goodbye. We don't want any royalty. That's exactly right. We also have Doobie Brothers tickets we're giving away today. They're going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater June 25th. We have a pair of tickets to go see SDSU take on Utah State this Saturday. VA House Arena, 12:30 tip-off there. 11:30 pregame show, by the way. Tickets and info at goaztecs.com. Meanwhile, Fletch jumping in here. What you need the mic on? Okay, mic is on. You got volume in the headphone.
I do.
Look at that. We have done it again. We have we fired up the kitchen here in the Big Rich TD and Fletch studio.
All right. So as we go throughout the show, one of us is going to be over at the bar cart making big game appetizers. So Fletch is up first. He's going to be making his meal or I should say his appetizer in the 6 o'clock hour. What exactly are you making over there?
First, can I get a little less volume in my ears?
Yeah, no problem. Also, Yeah, what are you making? Let's start with that.
This is a bacon cheddar ranch dip
Okay.
with some crostini breadcrumbs or bread crackers.
Okay. You are cutting up some green onions here to start with a butter knife.
Yeah, I mean,
you should have asked. I do have. I have a kitchen knife.
Oh,
Are you cutting anything else?
no, that's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
It,
it's
it worked
good.
perfectly. They're the right size. It's just garnish.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
Fair
good,
enough.
good. All right.
So
Fine.
it's cheddar bacon ranch dip,
Bingo.
and then we dip the crostinis into it.
Bingo.
Wait, you
Okay.
don't have to cook anything?
No, I cooked the bacon last night.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're just mixing all it up, mixing everything up.
Oh,
here.
I'm actually gonna have to cook. Do you guys? Oh, you have the crock pot.
I got the crock pot
Okay.
and I got a torch.
Okay.
Yeah. so yeah.
I'm
so,
gonna
wait,
need to
do you have
steal the toaster oven from our break room.
Do you have the flamethrower?
no, I just brought in a plumbing torch there.
Yeah.
What-
But
It's just like if you're sweating copper, you know.
yeah. You know,
Yeah.
soldering.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Totally sweated copper all the times in my life.
Who doesn't? All right. Also, coming up, we're going to be. Whoa. You almost lost that whole chunk of cream cheese. If a brick of cream cheese hits the floor, it cannot be added back to
that's-
the ingredient
5
list.
second rule.
that
5
is-
second rule.
That is one thing that there is no second rule on a brick of cream cheese hitting the floor. Like, I mean, it will collect everything.
Yeah, you gotta. I guess you could take a knife and scrape off the floor seasonings that you get.
That'd be your only hope.
Yeah.
Look at this.
But we do have the Pro Bowl coming up this week. In fact, the festivities have already began, guys. We're gonna have
Sweet.
the skills showdown today at 4 p.m. Which, okay, if you've been watching the Pro Bowl for the past decade, it has sucked out loud. It has been one of the worst exhibitions to actually.
I don't know if I could watch this being made.
Hang on a second. So Fletch, he was sitting in the production studio picking his nose and his ass, and now he's literally raw dogging a brick of cream cheese with his bare hands. I mean, at some point,
I washed my hands.
there is no way that's true.
I went to the kitchen. I was late getting back.
That's fine. I'm sure they're fine. Are we going to vote on these? Are we going to have people vote on these? Like, should we take pictures and put them online?
I guess we should take pictures and put them online. We should also take picture of the preparation or video.
Oh, yeah.
Fletch, you need a video.
Should
what
I turn
you're
my
doing.
camera around?
Here, grab one of those stands and videotape what you're doing. Because again, Fletch is making cheddar bacon ranch dip,
Let me see if
and he's mixing it with his friggin' hands.
Oh, you can see me. It's all good.
Yeah, there you go.
I got you now. You're in.
Lord.
Guys, it's gonna
What?
be fine.
Oh,
What?
I'm sure. I'm so excited. Oh God.
Oh, like
Um,
you've never given me anything to eat that you made with questionable intentions.
No,
With
I've
questionable
not-
intentions?
Dude,
Wait,
absolutely.
hold on.
That
Wait,
is
whoa.
completely false. I've
Hold
only
on.
made you things I thought would be delicious and also safe to eat.
Now you have
It's-
questionable intentions?
No, my intentions are pure.
You're gonna be giving us botulism from your. Oh God, I don't even
I
want to
also-
say it.
I don't have the recipe in front of me, so I'm just eyeballing this bad boy.
Not shocking.
That feels good.
Yeah,
I
we're-
like it.
Well, we're watching. We're watching this,
Wait,
so we
so
know.
You
We know.
got green onions cut up with a butter knife. You got cream cheese, 2 bricks of cream cheese. You poured in some cheddar, I don't know, mix.
It's actually a blend of Wisconsin, New York, Vermont sharp cheddar.
Okay.
All right. And then now what do you have? A ranch packet? Just put it in your
Yeah,
mouth.
just no problem.
You know what?
there.
Dump it in there like a baby bird.
I'm gonna give him the knife.
Well,
Here, take this
a
knife.
mom
For the love of God,
feeding
take
her
this
baby
knife.
bird.
Here.
Wow.
Just throw it.
What?
Actually, I can't. I taped it up safely.
Wow.
It would have been cool.
Okay. Good.
So
Good.
for the Pro Bowl skill, whatever you call it, competition, you have precision passing,
Okay.
best catch, closest to the pin. So it's a golf accuracy competition, which is awesome. 6 players each are going to drive the ball, working to get as close to a hole as possible. They have something called high stakes, which starts off with a football in hand. Each player is going to attempt to catch a punt from a jugs machine. Then each player succeeds in catching the football without dropping it, advances to the next round, and then the next, and then the next. It's going to be a couple things in a row. Dodgeball presented by Bud Light. Like, I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of fun. I wish closest to the pin was just long drive. Like,
Instead, yeah.
I just want to see how far you can hammer that thing.
Because you know there would be like 4 people that couldn't even get the ball off the tee if it was long drive.
But they
Well,
wouldn't.
yeah.
But they wouldn't put those guys out there. Maybe you would as a goof, but like for the most part, it would be the guys who can like absolutely crush a drive, and for the most part, it would probably be kickers because those dorks, they're the ones who can actually spend time golfing during the regular season.
The lonesome kicker.
Oh, speaking of kickers, tack toe, where they put up the big window panes and you kick it through to play.
Yeah, I mean,
tic-tac-toe.
look, I think what they're doing here is better than what flag football or the
that's coming too.
or the football that no one cared about that they tried to make a real game. I mean, this is more fun. So I do think that this is what you want to see. You want to see the video game stuff out there, the things that make these athletes superhuman. These insane catches or how good they are at dodgeball, which is I understand it's a goof, but it's fun. I do think they're doing well with it.
This is so tiring.
Wait, what are you doing now?
Stirring cream cheese and sour cream and milk.
Oh, wait, you put in some sour cream. Okay, so it's cream cheese, sour cream, milk, cheese. Did you add the bacon yet?
No.
The bacon comes last.
What do you got there? You have milk or you have whipping cream?
No, it's a little milk.
Did you add any of the green onions yet?
Not yet.
Okay, all right.
Goes on top.
I'll tell you what, looking at it,
looks pretty good.
Yeah, not entirely appetizing, but hang on.
Well, mostly because you have it all over the front of you.
Actually, I honestly think if you serve this after the fact and I didn't watch you make it, I'd be like, oh, cool. Dip.
Right. Yeah.
But watching you do this is so alarming. Oh, Jesus Christ. You didn't dice it up yet. Are you going to do that with your teeth?
Wait, the bacon is this whole? You didn't do any prep at all?
I cooked it.
Are those holes left? Did you just drop the whole slab?
I put it on the plate.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
Okay. Well, you have Rich's knife
there we
now.
go,
That's
yeah.
good.
Is that thing sharp, by the way?
Ish.
Okay. Yeah.
Sharper than the butter knife.
Yeah. No kidding. You didn't want to just go for the plastic knife that we had here in the
you could
kitchen?
just chew it and just fork it right in.
You know what? Next time I'm not even gonna cook for you guys. Try to do something nice. You make a late night trip to Vaughn's and get all the stuff, and all I get is disrespect and hate.
I am most excited for dodgeball, by the way.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, like because I know myself. Even if I was trying to protect myself from injury as a professional football player, like if you give me a couple of bottles of beer and then you say, here, take one of these red kickballs and heave it at another. Okay, I can't even concentrate.
What did you cut the bacon in half?
You want some?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Almost made it.
That was a really good
It
throw.
was a really good throw. I'm not going to. Jesus. I don't know where it went.
All right. Fine. Oh, the bacon is actually really good.
Well, yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I mean, those are some large pieces that you put in there, which is...
Who complained about big pieces of bacon? No one in history.
No, it's just he's using describing words.
Right. That's right. So, once again, this is a ranch sour cream bacon dip. It's just the
cheddar. Cheddar's in there.
You name every ingredient, and that's what it is.
Bingo.
Yeah. It's a milk ranch sour cream cheese bacon onion dip.
Stop complaining and try some.
Coming up next, we're gonna try Ben's dip. Also, I want to say this: he's arrived.
Yes, that's right.
He's arrived. He's arrived.
Yes, we've been saved. Well, before you load those up there, Fletch, you should run into the control room.
Oh, we need to take a break.
Yeah, we need to take a break. And I'll go ahead and turn that off.
Don't worry about the microphone.
Yeah. But I do believe that you've been on a bit of a streak here.
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that?
He's been picking prizes.
Not only do we need to take a break, I need to tell you guys about stuff.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Big Rich, if you will. Do you think Patrick Mahomes will get more than 1 yard passing in the big game?
I'd argue that he'll have at least 2 yards in the big game.
Well, all it's going to take is one. If you want to set a prize picks entry today with Patrick Mahomes in it, you're going to get him for 0.5 yards passing, and you can take the more on that one. I recommend it. And as a matter of fact, Prize Picks is the #1 daily fantasy sports platform on the continent. Excuse me. Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports platform on the continent. They do that, and they give you these promotions, these awesome deals like Taco Tuesday, like Flex'em Friday, where you're able to get some entries on discount and sometimes up to 25% discounted. Prize Picks is awesome. I've been playing it all football season. I'm playing it into the basketball season as well. And with the big game coming up, they got big promotions coming up. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code Fletch. You're going to get a $100 first deposit match from our friends over at Prize Picks. And that's all you got to do. Prize Picks is #1 on the continent for a reason. It's that because they offer these weekly promotions, these big payouts. And once you got the big game coming up, more big promotions are coming up too. Prize Picks now offering Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Get on over to prizepicks.com today. Use promo code Fletch. You're getting a $100 first deposit match. And if you want to download the app, that's easy to do as well. You can download the app, make your first lineup in about 60 seconds each. 2 minutes, you are playing Prize Picks. Go over to prizepicks.com. Promo code Fletch today. First deposit match up to $100. Tell a friend about it.
Coming up next, he's here, guys. He's here. He's arrived. We'll explain on the other side. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on a Thursday morning.
Oh, my camera's back.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Thank God.
So early looks at the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch big game tailgate party logo that Travis Dale is creating for us. It is wow, that was a pro.
Yeah,
it is phenomenal.
I mean,
dude,
come on.
it is phenomenal. I cannot wait for us to show this to people.
I should have it done today. I started working on it, right on time last night.
There are so many things that we do that I am legitimately embarrassed to do publicly. So many things.
Like what?
Oh, there. I mean,
Honestly,
you're gonna find out. Like the list is much longer when we get out in front of people and we do our show. There are, but not that. That right there. That is gold.
it's pretty good.
Look at that.
So far, so good. I
Oh my
sent
God,
I
it's
sent
Buck
it to you.
Norris.
Yeah, it's Buck Norris.
He's got
right
a wiener on the antlers.
He does. Got a friggin' little toasty. Oh, I can't wait. All right, so the big game tailgate party is happening at K&B Bistro. You go north on College Avenue off the 8. You can't miss it. We're going to be out there live the Friday before the big game. The big game that kicks off in Vegas. We're going to have great prizes on a Bar Card Friday. It's going to be a free month of testosterone, a gift card to the Man Zone. It's going to be a 65-inch television to one of our listeners.
Yep.
It's going to be a free round of golf provided by Long Ball for one of our listeners. We've got also many of our friends from Bar Cart Friday past.
Right.
Who are going to be showing up. You could sample all of their goods.
And confirmed last night, there's going to be 6 or 7 at least members of the show. The San Diego State student section who are swinging by.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
You're breaking stuff.
Sorry.
Lots of little foamy there.
There you go.
All right, you guys want to try this?
Oh, yeah.
I put so much love into this.
Wait,
So
I don't know if I like
the Padres have made a huge move. We'll get to that in a second.
I mean, are you sure?
It's a huge
Now,
move.
Get the
chef's
breaking news sounder
recommendation
ready.
is you throw a little honey on top of that.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to take a bite first without the honey,
Okay.
that's okay.
Okay, all right, we'll go honey free first.
Okay, so Fletch made cheddar ranch bacon dip. It's on a little toasted crostini. This is our first big game appetizer in the big game appetizer showdown today. Here we go.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good, Fletch.
Could you taste my fingers?
Oh God, that ruined it.
Yeah, I was almost swallowing when you said that, and that was a hard swallow.
Yeah, it's really good. That's really good. I mean, I would almost go 10 out of 10 on that.
Dude, that is okay. So this is about as much as you can nail something. I mean, that if that's served at a Super Bowl party and it runs out, I'm going, hey, where's the dip? Like, can you make more of that?
Yeah.
This is phenomenal, buddy.
Super easy. 2 little things of cream cheese, a whole thing of sour cream, like a cup, I believe they call it. And then a packet of ranch seasoning, some bacon, more bacon the better.
That would be 8 ounces. 8 ounces of sour cream.
Yeah.
That would be half. Well, yeah. Did you put honey on it?
I did.
And did you think it was better with the honey?
It elevated it.
I ate it before I could.
Sorry, I'll make you one. We got plenty.
Let me try. Meanwhile, some huge happening with the Padres.
Yeah. So, ever hear of a gentleman named Wandy Peralta?
Had a poster on my bedroom wall as a child.
Yeah. Well, that seems impossible. He was born in 91. but I will say this. He debuted in 2016. So actually, no, that maybe it's possible.
2016, I was junior in high school.
Okay, yeah, you could have put Wandy's poster on your wall.
So the deal is interesting, and I think this is how the Padres are going to do a lot of things here as they're constraining money. And by the way, online, Rich, you were getting some credit because of how wrong I was about what the Padres were going to do post Juan Soto and how right you were. Like, I assumed, blindly following the path that this team has been on, that they would spend the money that they were saving with Juan Soto departing. It just doesn't appear that that's going to be happening. Now, they still have a while to go. We'll judge the roster once it gets to opening day, but they have needs everywhere, man. And this, I don't know, did much to shore up their needs. They need starting pitching. They need outfielders, and they do not have either of those at this point.
No.
And so when you look at Wandy Franco signing, it's a 4-year deal, 3-player
Wandy Peralta.
Peralta,
Yeah,
sorry.
I know.
4-year deal, 3-player opt-outs in that deal. So there's a chance this is a 1-year deal.
Man, the honey makes it fancy.
I know, right?
You're like a fancy guy.
Yeah. You're fancy with your bacon cheddar dip. And the crostinis on that. I mean, that's the right texture.
I
Yeah,
also
that-
was thinking maybe hot Cheeto would be good.
No.
I think, yeah.
See, that's the redneck in you.
Yeah.
like you constantly have this
Hold
battle.
on.
You do fancy stuff, and then you're like, and then guess what? We gonna do that with Doritos too, and I'm just like, Fletch, don't. No, we don't need. Wait, what about what we? You know what make this better?
Scooping it right in your pot.
Wait, you mean this wedding we're at? Yeah, 7-Eleven hot dogs. We need them in on a roller.
You do not talk badly about 7-Eleven food. It is amazing.
Listen, I think you nailed it on the dip. I think Rich is spot on. The little crustinis, whatever they are perfect. Perfect.
You have elevated your this whole cooking in studio thing. When it's Fletch's turn, we get. I mean, you're right. It's fancy stuff like that. If that was served at like a real nice Super Bowl party, I'd be like, "Ooh, look at that! This is fancy."
You're right.
A little bacon, like lardon, on top of the crostini with the bacon ranch dip. That was really good.
So
really good.
sticking Padres for a second, there were rumors out there that Tommy Pham might be coming back yesterday. Like a couple different people put him out. Actually,
keep him away from deja vu.
Our very best friend in the whole wide
Or
world, Kevin
cheetahs, whatever it
Acey,
was.
talked about it on our airwaves yesterday with Jack Cronin and Marty. But when you look at Tommy Pham or say Jurickson Profar, which one would you guys prefer to have back? And it was Pacers, not deja vu.
That's right. Yeah, and I said cheetahs. I'm pretty sure that's a different strip club in a different state I used to live in.
No, they got a Cheetahs here too.
Oh, they do? Yeah. So yeah, here's the deal with Tommy Pham or Profar. Neither of them are like, I'm not rolling out of bed, seeing my phone, the notification going off, and be like, "Oh, what?"
Right.
Yes.
But they're cheap.
But they're cheap. And it fills the need, and both of them are familiar with the ballpark.
There is not a left fielder on this roster right now.
They should probably
That's
sign a left fielder.
Problem. You have like 2.5 starting pitchers right now. That's a problem.
Maybe they're just looking for shortstops again.
Probably.
Right? See how many you can get.
That was something I saw yesterday. One of their minor league shortstops might be playing left field, Jackson Merrill.
And listen, not completely unconvinced that you can't just have an entire team of shortstops.
I mean,
I think the Padres are on their
there.
I think the Padres are on their way to doing that. Okay, coming up next, we continue our big game appetizer showdown here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Also, we got our morning monologues and a little bit of an update on Jerry Jones, his future at the head coach position in Dallas. Interesting wrinkle there. All that's next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
It's hour number 2 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by eBay Motors. Starting off in the NFL, Seattle Seahawks have hired Mike Macdonald to be their next head coach on a 6-year contract. Macdonald, previously the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens, he becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL at 36 years old. Washington Commanders, last team remaining that does not have a head coach yet. Padres breaking their silence yesterday, making a move to bring in free agent reliever Wandy Peralta on a 4-year, $16.5 million deal. That deal still pending a physical. It does include 3-player opt-outs. Coming up tonight on San Diego Sports 760, it's the Brian Dutcher Coaches Show, hosted by John Schaefer and Coach Dutcher. Listen starting at 6 right here on the free iHeartRadio app or on San Diego Sports 760. eBay Motor is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, happy Thursday to those who celebrate. We have big plans, and they're coming up in just a few days. So count them. We're just about a week away from the big game tailgate party we're going to throw at K&B Bistro north on College Avenue off the 8. You can't miss it. We're going to be out there. The show, the student section from SDSU is going to be out there. If you show up, you can win a 65-inch television screen. This is next Friday. Also, you could win a free month-long treatment at the Man Zone if you want to get some testosterone, just like your buddy Rich.
I do.
And also, you can win a free round of golf provided by our buddies at Long Ball Hard Iced Tea.
Yeah, not to mention, we got all kinds of swag we're going to be handing out. So some Big Rich, TD, and Fletch
swag, stuff we all get.
Yeah. Is that what that stands for?
I mean, that's what Michael Scott says it stands for.
Yeah, exactly.
Swag, stuff we all get.
Yeah,
Michael Scott's a genius.
So actually, swag though, it's supposed to be swag.
Swag.
Yeah, swag.
I thought swag was like slang for swag.
Swag was I believe the original term
Let's
for
look it
like
up.
promotional items. Swag.
Oh, you're right.
You get a swag bag.
So swag is an actual word in the dictionary that means products given away free.
Thank you.
Typically for promotional purposes.
Yes. Now, swag, I believe, is more like your attitude, which has now become the word for swag.
And swagger. Whoa. Is that confetti that just fell from the
So we have New Year's confetti still falling.
Yeah. We when we set off that confetti cannon in studio when the new year came.
Yeah, but why did they fall now?
Because every time the AC vents come on, they push closer and closer to the end of our soundproofing on the ceiling, and then they just dump over the side sometimes. So in studio here, because we're idiots and we do everything in this studio, we get punished. Oh wow, there's even a balloon up there.
There is?
Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
I think that's from someone's birthday. Here's another piece of confetti. Yeah.
That's good. It's fine.
We're going to get to our morning monologues in a second here, but yeah, show up next Friday. It's also going to be a Bar Car Friday next Friday, and we're going to have a lot of our old friends from Bar Car Friday show up. They're going to have samples for you to try. So if you've been listening to this show for a long time and you're here in San Diego and you're like, oh, I wish I could try what they're trying this morning on a Bar Car Friday, you get to do that with us at K&B Bistro. We're absolutely pumped. So my morning monologue is based off of a headline that was just read to me out loud by my good friend Travis Dale here. Now, Travis has the habit of reading everything that is sent to him out loud, whether it's a text message, an email, if it's a headline he just opened. He literally will read anything. Don't put anything on the prompter you don't want on the air.
What's crazy, but it doesn't even take much. It's like he just gets a text from somebody before he reads the text message. He's like, "Oh, Aaron Bauman just texted me. She said, blah 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 blah."
Yeah, exactly.
I just want everyone to be a part of my life.
So Travis Dale says out loud, Chiefs fatigue is a real thing. I expected to look over and see military uniforms with the red and the white camo, and it wasn't. No, Chiefs fatigue is referring to people fatiguing of the Kansas City Chiefs.
That is correct.
So it's more of a verb than it is a noun. And I get it. I totally understand it. I can see it, and I experienced it with the Patriots. When I was with the New England Patriots, pretty much everyone hated me. Like, it didn't matter. Like, family, friends, acquaintances that I met, as soon as they found out I was with the New England Patriots during the window of winning with Belichick and Brady, people were like, oh, God, I cannot stand your coach, or I hate Tom Brady, or geez, I mean, every single time they're in the playoffs, it just makes my stomach turn. And it's because it doesn't matter who these people root for, by the way. It could be Seattle Seahawks fans. It could be Arizona Cardinal fans. It could be, Minnesota Viking fans. It didn't matter. Jacksonville Jaguars fans hated the Patriots because when you have a reign of success like the Patriots had during their dynasty, at one point or another, you're going to tear the heart out of a fan base, and then the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. The Chiefs are doing that. This is a dynasty, and headlines like that prove it.
Yeah, you are completely right. And it's, look, 6 years in a row, they've been to the AFC Championship game, now back-to-back Super Bowls. So you have, 16, 15 other AFC fans of teams going, when's our turn?
Yeah.
Like, when we get it, when do we get a shot? And then meanwhile, I mean, I know they're not favored to win this game, but it feels like they should be favored to win this game.
Hey,
so
you watch your mouth.
You watch your mouth, pal. But I get it. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's just people want to see something different. But the problem is the Chiefs are so damn good.
They are really good. They're really good. And like you said, they could easily be favored in this game. They're not. And Fletch, actually, you said that you're disappointed that they are.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes has only lost one time when he was a dog in a game. TD, are you going sports with yours?
No.
Okay, then I'll go next. We'll close on you.
Fletch.
So the Pebble Beach Pro-Am is coming up. It actually gets going today. It's a fun tournament every year. That's when you see Steph Curry shooting the three-point shot, from, I don't know if he'll play it this year because they're playing right now, the Warriors, but it's the fun tournament every year. Quarterbacks play, a lot of people play. So yesterday was a practice round. Tony Finau, who's a really great golfer on the PGA Tour, average drive distance for Tony Finau over 300 yards, around 304. Yesterday on the historic 7th hole at Pebble Beach, which has been around since the 1820s, I think. It's known for having one of the smallest greens in golf. It's also one of the shortest par threes in golf. The wind was so nuts yesterday that Tony Finau, who generally drives the ball 304 yards, used a driver on a par 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he was Travis Dale.
Yeah.
It was full Travis, and he did hit it over the green, and it wasn't a complete full swing, but it was basically a Travis Dale swing because his rotation doesn't get all the way back.
Wait.
You know what I mean.
I feel like it does.
I'm not saying anything out of bounds.
It feels like it does to me.
We should probably videotape it.
Yeah, I mean, but Tony Finau, a professional golfer, taking a par 3 with a driver.
Dude. I mean, I didn't
the
think
wave of the future.
right.
Okay,
That's right.
It's on. I sent you guys the video. It is insane.
Oh yeah,
how
I watched
windy it is.
I will tell you this: I've never seen somebody birdie a par 3 using only driver until I met Travis Dale, and that's happened. One time, he hit driver off the tee box, got it within 3 feet of the hole, and then tapped it in with the driver because he was too. He's
too lazy. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
He was too lazy to walk back to the cart. He was like, yeah, the green is like equidistant, so I'm just gonna go ahead and walk it.
I also got my Pro-Ams mixed up.
I'm sure he had to jump over a stream.
This is the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. The one that Steph
use my
Curry goes
driver
to
as
is in
a
Tahoe.
paddle for the canoe.
Jesus. Either way, pretty funny to see a pro golfer doing what Travis Dale does on the reg.
Listen, they probably saw some of our videos, all right? And they're like, we should probably give that a shot because it works, and it doesn't work. I mean, it does work, but what doesn't work is, what's happening with the San Diego Department of Public Works, okay? I've got a bone to pick with you guys.
Oh, boy. Should we call Mayor Gloria?
If you don't mind, I'm in the middle of writing a very strongly worded letter. But listen, guys.
Todd Gloria.
Listen.
We call him Hot Toddy around here.
That's right.
Get him on the phone.
Listen. The streets that run perpendicular to whatever main drag everyone's driving down, those lights don't need to favor whoever's driving down those streets. Because
Completely agree.
I mean, I'll be driving down a main drag at 50 miles an hour and boom, the light changes. And I go, wait, why?
Yeah.
I stop at the red light and here comes a car that's 400 feet down the road to a street that's running perpendicular to the drag, the main drag. Everyone's driving down.
Dude, which, by the way, brings me to this point. Don't ever make a left turn again. Like
Thank you.
Who makes left turns? Only make right turns.
Right turn only.
It is the worst part of our drive to work is that left turn right here. You guys know the one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know. Sure. Yeah,
Which is forever.
Which I don't know who named that street, but it's a pretty good name.
It's not even spelled the same way as yours.
Well, it's just got a Y at the end.
What is it called?
Daily Center Drive.
Oh, I didn't realize.
On the daily.
Jesus. So
anyway, I
you're-
got to write a letter. If you guys want me to sign your name to it, I will. Just stop favoring these streets that aren't on the main drag because you're slowing everything down here.
I'm really curious to see what happens with the Dallas Cowboys. Thank you for that, by the way. That compelling.
Yeah. You're very welcome.
Yeah, I wanna get to this storyline about Jerry Jones and potentially hiring his next head coach after he's committed to his current head coach, and then what do they do with Dak in Dallas? But first, this. I had no idea it was my turn. I was fully expecting it to be Fletch. Hang on. I'm reaching for my notes and
Oh, it should have been me, maybe.
no, it's fine. Here we go. So Mike McDonald.
It was supposed to be me.
Just say your name.
You want me to do it?
No, it's fine. He's officially been named the new head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. McDonald served as the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, who reached the AFC Championship game. It's being reported he signed a 6-year contract with the Seahawks, so they're going to give him a little time to get it right. How about this story? We should hit this later in the show because I have some thoughts on it. Ole Miss defensive tackle DeSanta Rollins, his lawsuit against Lane Kiffin and the university dismissed. That's per court documents. So if you're unfamiliar with this story, it's an interesting one. Rollins, who refused to answer any phone calls from the football program at Ole Miss or his head coach, Lane Kiffin, rolled into Lane's office one day, audio taped him because I guess Mississippi is a state where you're allowed to do that without consent.
Wow.
And then Lane Kiffin was pissed at him because they had been trying to get in touch with him for a long time, try to figure out if he needed help, where he had been, why he's missing meetings, why he's missing team practices or workouts and things like that. And so he finally shows up, he rolls into the office, and Lane Kiffin basically says, "You're off the team, bud." Like,
wow,
you're done here. And so he then took that audio, he brought it to a legal team, and he sued the university for failure to provide equal protection, racial and sexual discrimination, and multiple other allegations, which were all thrown out by a judge in the U.S. District Court in Mississippi.
So that story is crazy. But did you see the Keyshawn Boots story out of LSU?
Oh, yeah.
Like 23 bets per day over a year span.
It was something over 8,000 bets placed in 1 year.
Yeah, and a lot of them were on himself, his own player props.
Well, not a lot of them. It was like
enough.
It was like only 19 of them were college football, but still, there were some. What was crazy about that story is the fact that I believe he was a receiver for the Patriots too. It doesn't matter. Anyways, while he was at LSU, he was doing this while he was underage. So he was using an alias to do this. And you think to yourself, like, why would somebody be putting in 23 bets a day? Here's my speculation, and this is only speculation, but if he gets brought up on charges of this, it could be wider spread problems for him. I think he was taking bets from other people.
Oh,
I think he was handling, like, basically running a book.
Got it.
So
that would make sense.
Onboarding all of the risk while other people still get to partake in some action.
Right.
A little crazy there. All right. Let's get to this Dallas Cowboys story, though, because Jerry
did enough good ones.
He did enough good ones. Jerry Jones cannot stop talking to the media. It's almost like he finds excuses to do it. It's so funny. He goes on the radio show once a week. Anytime there's a reporter with a camera, they walk up to him. They're like, Jerry, we need to get your thoughts on. And then he's like, I got time. And so for the San Diego Union Tribune, a friend of the show, Mike is a great guy. He covers the Dallas Cowboys now. and he caught up with Jerry Jones and he asked him a bunch of questions. But let's play this sound first, and then we'll get to the conversation about the coach in a second. So he was asked several questions about Dak Prescott. Give this a listen.
He goes, not great.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So he's defending Dak. He's saying, look, we're going to go as far as Dak takes us, which I argue is 100% true.
It
Yeah,
is, but
that
then
is true.
But then he said, "I have no questions about Dak, but we'll go as far as Dak takes us," which is exactly how far we went.
Which is exactly how far you've only gone with Dak.
Right.
Yeah.
Hang on though. So Dak, along with Mike McCarthy, is in a lame duck year. And we're going to get to Mike McCarthy in that storyline in a second, because he also talked about his head coach, but or maybe a future head coach. But with Dak, do you think he's gone? Do you think he's done in Dallas? I mean, is that the read you get from Jerry Jones from that sound clip?
So this is lame duck year for Dak. This is his contract is up.
Yep.
Then it's the last dance with Dak and McCarthy. It's if they can get it done this year, maybe they prove to the team, to Jerry Jones, to Stephen Jones, that they can keep this job and maintain. But if it's not Super Bowl this year for Dallas, next year for Dallas, then they're done.
Well, I think Dak's future may rest a little bit on whether or not a different coach comes in, because there could be a very high name coach that gets the job that goes, no, I think I can work with Dak Prescott. And then he talks to Jerry Jones and they make a deal. The problem is signing Dak is going to be expensive.
I think they signed Dak. I think they signed Dak because Jerry Jones has zero leverage. I look at this situation with Dak Prescott and I think, okay, if I'm Dak Prescott, what do I want? I want a new quarterback. His brother has already made it clear, like his brother spoke to the media as soon as the Dallas Cowboys season ended and basically was admonishing the team for whatever reason. I mean, the real reason essentially is because Dak wants a new contract. And I think Jerry Jones is going to pay him.
So then the question becomes, is this actually the prove it year for Dak, or does he get an extension now?
Oh, he gets an extension this offseason. If I'm Dak Prescott, I don't step onto that field until they pay me. And that's what I mean by no leverage. Like, where did the Dallas Cowboys go? They were too good to go into the draft unless they want to completely abandon the draft and use all that capital to trade up to the top of the draft and get one of these rookie quarterbacks, and there's no promise they're going to even be good. Dak's good. Dak can be great at times. So he's absolutely right. Dak Prescott's going to take the Cowboys as far as Dak Prescott takes the Cowboys, and Jerry's got no other options. However, he does have an option with somebody else, and his name is Mike McCarthy. Now, TD, you found the quote, so why don't you give this a read?
So Jerry Jones was asked about the possibility of hiring Bill Belichick, and he said this: I know him personally, and I like him. There's no doubt in my mind we could work together. I mean, that sure sounds like the door is opening.
So the three of us wake up and we see this quote and we think, oh, wow, looks like Jerry Jones might want to work with Bill Belichick. What does Mike McCarthy do when he wakes up and sees this quote?
I think he says, oh, wow. Jerry Jones may want to work with Bill Belichick.
What does that mean for me?
I'm pretty sure what he's doing is getting his resume together, because Jerry Jones, he can say whatever he wants. It's his actions that matter. So Bill Belichick was off the table because it looked like he was only interested in Atlanta. All of a sudden, you float this out here. If Bill Belichick wants to, he could get on the phone, or his agent could get on the phone with Jerry Jones today and say, hey, look, I know you've publicly made a commitment to Mike McCarthy, but does that mean we can't swing by for an interview? Is it ridiculous if we could do this quietly. Maybe we could have like a little bit of a backroom meeting somewhere, or just a phone call.
Maybe we'll meet in Omaha.
Yeah,
I got to lay over there.
Yeah,
you can swing on by.
Yeah, no big deal. Yeah. So it's an interesting situation brewing in Dallas. Now, I do think Mike McCarthy, most likely, odds are he's going to be the coach this upcoming season.
Right.
But it could go sideways. And if Bill Belichick is still available during the season, who knows? I mean, I'm not saying he'd get hired as an interim, but he could be the next Dallas Cowboys head coach still.
Is there any way that Jerry Jones goes to Belichick and says, hey, look, I'm locked in with McCarthy for one more year. I've already said I've given him the green light here. He's got 1 year. I know that you want to take some time off. I'll tell you what. Here's a couple $1 million, a little seed money, little safe harbor. So I get first dibs as soon as this season's over.
Yeah, maybe. Well, no, probably not. You would never want that to get out.
Okay.
You know, like, yeah. So no.
But a consulting role with the Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh, but I mean, potentially. Like, if things really start going poorly.
Jerry Jones, special assistant.
Holy Jesus.
My buddy Bill, he's coming in here. He's going to be my little helper.
So, anyways, Billy B. We call him Billy B. He's going to be hanging around now, Mike. So, we're going to go get some Domino's. You keep working hard watching film. Okay. All right. Catch you later,
Bill
Mike.
Belichick is always down on the field just watching.
Yeah, just wearing the hood, no sleeves, arms crossed. You can't see his face. Hey, check this out. So over the past now, I'm doing the quick math, 5 months.
That's right. Wow, that's crazy.
Since we started this process, I've lost over 30 pounds. TD has lost over 35 pounds. Fletch has lost damn near 50 pounds now with sdfatloss.com. That is no joke. That's where the numbers are at. It's a crazy amount of weight to lose, especially over the short amount of time it took. So I say 5 months, and that sounds impressive. It took a month for us to drop the weight. Yeah. It was insane how fast this plan worked. And it's also awesome how we've been able to sustain with the maintenance program that we were put on with Wayne and Chloe, our weight loss team over at sdfatloss.com. I got to tell you, fitting into your clothes feels good. Setting New Year's resolutions and keeping them, that feels good. And with Wayne and Chloe, our team over at sdfatloss.com, they are the perfect pair for this show to work with. How many conversations have you guys had with Wayne and Chloe over the course of our time doing this?
A ton. And Wayne will check in with us. He'll send, we have a group text with all 5 of us, and he will send messages on big days and big things, big events, and just be like checking in. Like, hey, how's it going with you guys? You stepped on the scale recently, making sure we're still doing good.
And also, I mean, you use the app, it's keeping you accountable. And there are times that I didn't look a message in the app, and then Chloe sends me a message like, hey, pal.
Yeah, early on, Chloe was mean.
Yeah, look, she wanted to keep us in line.
Yeah, well,
which
with you guys,
look,
because you guys wouldn't pay attention to the app.
Yeah.
I mean, I was all over that app. And then there were times where I would get messages like, could you tell the 2 of them to look at that? So like, but
accountability.
I looked at the app. I was looking at the app.
I
didn't look at the messages.
Yeah, you didn't look at the messages on the app.
But what I'm saying is, the accountability is there. They checked in with me. So they're like, hey, you didn't see this message in the app, so we're just shooting you a message here. We're checking in on you.
And it's not, and I know we're joking around. It isn't mean. It's like how would you want a coach to coach you? You would want them to encourage you. You would want them to check in. You would want them to find a way to communicate with you, to meet you where you're at. And that's what constantly happened with Wayne and Chloe, the weight loss team at sdfatloss.com. And they continue to do it. Don't submit yourself to one of these prescription drug diets where you're taking some medicine, suppresses your appetite. You're going to yo-yo diet. You'll lose all the weight. You'll gain it back as soon as you're off the meds. It's not the way to go. Go with a real winner who's worked with thousands of clients, sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com.
Coming up next, this day in history, maybe the best one ever. TD's cooking, and we have an insane this day in history. Can't believe it's been 20 years. All that coming up next. This update is presented by Duffy Power Services. We will start off here in the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks have hired Mike Macdonald to be their next head coach. It's a 6-year contract. Macdonald was the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. He becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL at 36 years old. Washington Commanders will be the last remaining team that does not have their head coach yet. Padres broke their silence, making a move. They bring in free agent reliever Wandy Peralta on a 4-year, $16.5 million deal. And coming up tonight, right here on San Diego Sports 760, it's the Brian Dutcher Coaches Show, hosted by John Schaefer and Coach Dutcher. Listen starting at 6 right here on San Diego Sports 760 and the free iHeartRadio app. Tired of the threat of power shutoffs due to wildfires, severe weather, or electrical grid failures? Climate extremes and aging infrastructure make a backup generator essential. Duthie Power Services has been LA's generator expert for nearly 60 years. Go to duthiepower.com. That is DUTHIE power.com.
It's Big Rich, CD, and Fletch at San Diego Sports 760. I'm mobile. I got so much room for activities here in the studio with the headset on.
Hang on, let me turn the camera around. Anybody who's streaming us on YouTube, you do look like a fitness instructor right now.
Okay, guys. Okay, Kate, coming up on the show today. We got Doobie Brother tickets. They're coming up June 25th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Everybody just keep listening for your chance to win. Also, we got Aztecs tickets. They're going to be playing Utah State this Saturday, 12:30 tip-off, 11:30 pregame starts right here on San Diego Sports.
We got a hill. You're about to do the climb.
Okay, let's go up the hill. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on.
I want everybody to turn their resistance to 8. Come with me now. Don't slack off. I see you. Use your number 999-888-33221.
He said slack off. Slack off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to be so out of breath.
So
No, I'm totally fine.
TD is he's gonna have a seat.
Due to SD fat loss and the number of laps I've had to take, I'm okay with this.
He's actually pretty good. He also has a crock pot, and we're doing the big game appetizer showdown here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch this morning. And his crock pot is filled with meatballs.
That's right. You know what? And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think this really smells great.
You know what? You removed the lid, and I'm like, I hope that product is different because that's not excellent.
I thought it smelled really good when I walked in
Yeah.
this morning.
Hang on,
Yeah.
what did you put in the crock pot with the meatballs? Your
Okay,
eyes are burning.
So I threw a couple bags of meatballs in.
Mhm.
I threw some Frank's Red Hot, some wing sauce,
Nice.
and a
Oh,
stick
actually,
of butter. Oh,
now
and,
it's smelling better in here.
and a ranch packet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so-
right. Perfect.
There's nothing wrong with anything you just said.
Okay,
All
so
of those things are good things.
I got up this morning like 2 a.m. I threw them in the crock pot because it said they needed to be in there for a few hours. Of course, no problem. So it's been a few hours.
Yeah.
They seem hot, but I thought it would be like thicker.
Oh, the sauce is too thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cool because I got bonus sauce.
Yeah. Oh no,
So-
we'll need that then.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna make what I'm thinking here is a buffalo chicken meatball sub.
Oh, get your cell phone on the stand.
Oh, it's
This way you can videotape yourself making it. Maybe
my
we
cell
could do
phone is.
yeah, it's somewhere around here.
So you
Yeah.
guys ready for this day in history?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This was 20 years ago, where everybody knows exactly where they were on February 1st. What's 20 years before this? What year is this? 2024?
2004.
2004.
It's 2004. Yeah.
February 1st, 2004. It was the Super Bowl. I do not remember who was playing.
Doesn't even matter.
Janet Jackson's boob popped out in front of the entire world.
Yeah, wardrobe malfunction.
So this
It
is
happened.
the exact recount from Darren Ravel on Twitter. 20 years ago today, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake have a seemingly planned wardrobe malfunction during the Super
Seemingly.
Bowl halftime show that matched to the lyric, "Better have you naked" by the end of this song. Jackson's breast was revealed for 9/16 of a second. The FCC receives 540,000 complaints from viewers and fines CBS-owned stations $550,000, a fine later revealed. Timberlake's career took off even more. Jackson's career faded. The NFL says MTV will never produce a halftime show ever again.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how about that line there? Like, I mean, whoever wrote this.
Darren Ravel.
Okay, Darren Ravel. Timberlake's career took off. Jackson's career faded. Like,
Now-
you had to add that?
True story with
Whoa,
Janet Jackson.
Savage.
To this day, she is worth $360 million.
Yeah.
she's not hurting.
How is that faded?
She's doing okay.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, I remember that moment so well. So 20 years ago, I mean, you're talking about a 17-year-old Rich. This is high school Rich. This is Rich on the burgeoning stages of being a complete madman. When I saw Janet Jackson's boob, things changed in me.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I was like, maybe I've been stuck on one flavor of ice cream, and maybe there are other flavors of ice cream that I care to enjoy. And I did.
I was like 6 years old when this happened, and I remember exactly where I was. Like, I was at the Kelly's house, a childhood family friend. Like, my parents
Yeah.
were friends with their parents,
yeah.
so I was friends with their kids. But Griffin Kelly, who was 5-6 years older than me, stands up in front of the entire room and says, "Was that a nipple?"
Dude. And then also, the internet was really just in its infancy. Like, Like it really was when and kids these days, they will never realize the, I mean, insane paranoia and nervousness you felt while you were waiting for the Janet Jackson picture to load on a screen.
True.
And by load, I mean like one line at a time. Like it would take 3 minutes for a JPEG on a screen to load. And so you're sitting there like, oh God, okay, I can see Justin Timberlake's eyebrows. There's Janet's hair. There's her face. Come on. My mom's going to be home any second. You're on the family computer in the living room. There were no cell phones with the internet. You had to sit there. Travis Dale just turned on a torch as he's piecing together a buffalo chicken meatball sub.
Yeah.
And now are you melting cheese over the top?
I am. Yeah. I'm gonna melt cheese. A little
But it
provolone
really
cheese.
was a "Where were you" moment.
It really was.
CD, where were you?
I was at home, I guess, watching this game.
Yeah.
I don't really. I just remember
story.
I remember the sun. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah.
And then they tried to tell me it was a wardrobe malfunction, which I went, she put on a metal sun.
And it
that's
was
just my normal nipple jewelry.
at that point in the song, "I Better Have You Naked" by the end of this song, success.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no! I think I'm out of gas.
Oh no.
No,
So
don't do it to me.
We have another one.
TD, what gave you the idea to make buffalo chicken meatball subs?
I was looking up big game apps. Big game apps.
Oh, biggameapps.com.
Yeah, biggameapps.com. It wasn't really a sub, but there was buffalo chicken meatballs, and I
Yeah.
went, oh, that sounds good.
And then I went, well, wait, it'd kind of be cool if they were just like a sub Sammy.
Oh, that is so good.
But so here we go.
Is that provolone you're melting
that's
over the top?
provolone. Provolone. I'm melting right over the top of this guy.
So we're doing the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch big game appetizer showdown today. Fletch got us started with bacon cheddar ranch dip on a crostini with a bacon lardon on top, and it was excellent. Travis Dale
What
is
was that
getting
last
us
word?
a lardon.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's like a little piece of bacon.
It was just a piece of bacon.
Swag.
A little piece of bacon on top. And then also a drizzle of honey. You a fancy boy.
Yeah.
That's what they call me. It's
Also-
an Italian thing.
That's right. Also, TD is making us buffalo chicken meatball subs with melted provolone.
What do you got in the cooker here? What are you going to be doing?
I'm doing the jalapeno poppers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But this time, I'm not only stuffing them with chorizo, I'm also stuffing them with bacon bits that I made
Nice.
last night.
Good.
And I'm
Good.
going to use toothpicks to put them back together to reassemble the jalapenos.
Don't do that. Just use your finger.
You mean just jam my finger, jam the cream cheese into the jalapeno? Oh my God.
Yes.
The noises it'll make. All right, listen, no easy segues here. But we're talking about fingers. Let's talk about feet. Okay. Over at the Good Feet store, they have these arch supports. And if you're struggling with any lower body joint pain whatsoever, I want you to go to the Good Feet store just like I did. In fact, this whole show went out to the Mission Valley location here in San Diego. Super convenient drive. It's centrally located. And we met with experts. The three of us walked in there. 3 experts sat down with us, explained exactly what they were going to do with the measurement. They balance tested us. They got us a free test walk and a trial pair of these arch supports to use in store to see if they were comfortable and fit to our needs. And then we walked out of there, and here's what I experienced. After an NFL career, a lot of back pain following it, knee pain, and even hip pain that was starting to concern me so much I had an MRI scheduled. All of it faded away. These Good Feet store arch supports are truly lifesavers. They're back savers, certainly, and they can change the game for you as well. So if you're struggling with any lower body joint pain whatsoever, get out to the Good Feet store, HSA, FSA approved. Check them out at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com. And coming up next, the super team that absolutely wasn't on the other side. Yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a very sultry Thursday.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Not paying any royalties.
Nope, not yet. Not today. Not on our watch. You want to hear Doobie
I
Brothers?
turn my camera around.
Anybody wants to hear Doobie Brothers? We can either sing it to you, or you could go see them live June 25th. We'll send you.
Well, I mean, what if we are listening to Doobie Brothers, but they aren't hearing Doobie Brothers?
You're not going to hear it on this on these airwaves, though.
Not happening.
Not happening. No chance. But Doobie Brothers are playing at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. That is going to be June 25th. We're going to give out a pair of tickets coming up in just a little bit on this show. Also, we have Aztecs tickets. You could see them take on Utah State this Saturday. Go Aztecs.com for more information and ticket purchases there. But we've got the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch big game tailgate appetizer showdown happening today. Fletch already made his...
It's gonna break in half. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fletch already made bacon ranch cheddar dip that was put on top of a crostini. It was delicious. TD's offering, and we're going to try it right now, buffalo chicken meatballs.
Yeah.
Buffalo chicken meatballs, provolone on Hawaiian bread.
Well, yeah, it's just a dinner roll. That,
Okay.
Yeah, I was making into these like little
Homemade?
mini. Yeah, definitely. Looks like we made our bread at the exact same place.
Yeah. At King's Hawaiian.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Let's give it a bite.
I don't know what you were worried about. This is good.
Well, I mean, it's a 7.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah. I got a whole meatball, by the way.
Yeah, same.
My bite, like,
I got 2.
I got the back half of the ball, and the whole thing just, I mean, it shot right into the
I
gullet.
did the same. I did the
I
same.
was like, whoa.
I had the exact same
That's a
experience.
slippery little sucker right there.
I tell you what, the crunch of the celery really
How
ties
did
the
you
whole
know?
thing together.
Yeah, I would have never thought to put celery on this, but it is bomb.com.
Did you
dog.
go ranch or blue cheese?
I went only ranch. I'm not a blue cheese
the blue
guy.
cheese is the winner.
It is. Okay. All right.
So I go to onlyranch.com. I'm a subscriber, but what I did is I actually took ranch and mixed it with the blue cheese.
Wow.
I made my own blanch,
Wow.
and it is delicious.
Are you guys gonna watch Farmer Wants a Wife?
Yes.
Farmer Needs a Wife. I think that starts today.
Is that on television?
Yeah.
Somebody, like a room full of producers and writers, got together and said, you know what we need? We need Farmer Needs Wife. And let me guess the network.
Farmer.
Let me guess the network.
Farmer Wants a Wife.
Farmer Wants a Wife. That's gonna be on TLC.
Well, oh no.
Okay.
No, it's
no,
got to be
no.
bigger. It's going to be one of the big ones because this is like the Bachelor competition, right? So it's not ABC. This is going to be on Fox.
No,
It
no, it's gonna be Bravo.
it feels like a Fox show to me, but it's on a network. Hang on. It's on Fox. It's on Fox.
Called it.
Farmer Wants a Wife is on Fox. Now, I'm
It's
hoping,
just going to go head to head with the Bachelor because that's going on right now, isn't it?
I guess. I don't
Second bite better than the first bite. Did you guys take a second bite?
know.
Oh,
Yeah. Actually, now I'm in.
dude.
Now I'm back in. Like I'm bumping it up to an 8.
Also, the provolone. Yeah, I'm right there with. If we're gonna give like a perfect score to Fletch's crostini with the bacon ranch cheddar dip, which that's as close to a perfect score on anything we've eaten in this studio. Is
Right,
delicious.
right.
With the buffalo sub that you just gave us,
Dude, it's every bit as good as the thing I made.
I mean, 8.5, 9. Are we gonna call
Wow,
it? I mean, it's
that's stronger than I would give.
it's
that.
really, really good.
This almost feels like a kid could make this.
Well, let's all remember, TD gets wildly uncomfortable when we compliment him. So, TD, this dip or this sandwich you made over here
Come on.
is as good as your biceps.
I mean,
Okay,
you
so
and your biceps.
it's like a 6.
I've been meaning to tell you, dude. The definition.
Wait, is it my turn?
I'm
No,
so
it's not.
I'm
Oh,
so
okay.
glad there are 2 seps in your buy.
We can't compliment you unless you do it in an ad read. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, we can compliment you
Look at
outside.
your pec placement.
What?
Also, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're right on your chest,
Right where the pecs go.
right where I want them,
Your gluteus maximus has been extra gluteus lately. That's all I'm saying.
dude. And you don't even have to belt those pants. You
We're-
just keep them up.
Were we supposed
With
to talk
that
about the
huge
super
hog.
team? The super team that wasn't.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, Kevin Durant, he went back to Brooklyn this time with the Suns. Remember when he played for the Nets and it was like KD, Kyrie Irving,
Yeah.
James Harden in this summer's blockbuster.
Right.
They will never lose a game.
Their goal was to win the Larry O'Brien. It ended up not working. He played
Right.
parts of 4 seasons in Brooklyn, and they were pretty bad. I think they got to the playoffs, and it was an easy out the 1 year.
They never won a championship.
They
or
certainly
got
didn't.
close.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, pretty awful run there. But the Suns absolutely dominated the Brooklyn Nets, and he went off 33 points, 8 rebounds. It was just one of those nights for KD. And then they asked him all these hypotheticals after the game. They're like, "Hey, KD, like, what if it did? Like, it would have worked in Brooklyn?" He was like, "Could you leave me alone?" I think he's happy being in Phoenix.
Mhm.
I'm happy with my new dentist, Dr. Jordan Colby over at Ocean View Dental. I got to tell everybody, I've never thought I would feel this way about a dentist or a dentist's office. I used to set appointments to go to the dentist. I used to worry about dentist appointments. Now I go and I visit my dentist. It really does feel like I'm visiting, members of an extended family. The people who work at the office are incredible. They all know who you are. They know why you're there. And I had major dental work I needed done. So if you are in a situation where you've got, I don't know, root canal coming, a tooth extraction, implants, if you've been told by people that you're a candidate for Invisalign or, maybe veneers, any of that stuff, he can do it all in his office. He's not going to refer you out anywhere. You're not going to go and get your imaging done at this place and then go to this oral surgeon and then come back to him to make, no. It's all done at Ocean View Dental. He's got one location up in Oceanside. He's got one location in Fallbrook, and they provide the personal and professional attention you and your family absolutely deserve. I was 100% confident this was the dentist, the doctor that I needed to use when I had major dental work done. I had an implant or 3 implants put in. I had a tooth extraction prior to that. It only took 3 months, and I didn't miss a single day of work. I barely felt any pain. It was an incredible process, and working with Dr. Jordan Colby was one of the better decisions of my life. And I'm not exaggerating in the least bit when I say that, because I have teeth now. Like, I didn't have teeth before I met him, and I do now in the back of my mouth, thanks to Dr. Jordan Colby. So if you are like me and you have major dental work coming up, or you're just looking for a change with your dentist, I highly suggest you go to oceanviewdental.net. That's oceanviewdental.net.
It's hour number 3 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We're going to start off here by telling you who this report is updated by. It's Duthie Power Services. And in the NFL, the Seattle Seahawks have hired Mike McDonald to be their next head coach. It's a 6-year contract. McDonald previously was the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. He is now the youngest head coach in the NFL at 36 years old. Padres made a move yesterday, bringing in reliever Wandy Peralta on a 4-year, $16.5 million deal. And coming up tonight, right here on San Diego Sports 760, you get the Brian Dutcher Report at 6 o'clock, hosted by John Schaefer and Coach Dutcher. A listen starting at 6 right here on the free iHeartRadio app or on San Diego Sports 760. Tired of the threat of power shutoffs due to wildfires, severe weather, or electrical grid failures, climate extremes, and aging infrastructure make a backup generator essential. Duthie Power Services has been LA's generator expert for nearly 60 years. Go to DuthiePower.com. That's DUTHIE power.com.
Did we lose Rich?
He was talking to Brian Main.
Oh,
So that conversation could last anywhere from 9 to 15 hours.
okay, good. He may not make it back. There he is. There he is. Cutting convo. No big deal. No big deal. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It's San Diego Sports 760. We are rolling through a Thursday, a Friday Eve, some people like to call, especially as we have Bar Card Friday. We're staring down, brought to you by King Bottle.
Yeah, it's going to be a big day. It's going to be a big day. We actually have no idea what's happening tomorrow because we've been planning next Friday so ardently in preparation.
Do you know what I liked is when the sales folks sent us the message last night of like, hey, can you give us a layout of what the show's going to look like? And
We're just like, no.
Yeah, of course we can give you a layout.
So
of
here's
the
we
show.
need to have the majority of stuff locked in by tomorrow because there's a pre-produced promo that's going to run all next week, not
Good.
just during our show, but during Darren Smith and John and Jim. That's going to be telling everybody to
every
come
show.
out.
Every show across San Diego.
So that puts some pressure on us not to be last minute on this. So we've actually done some work ahead of time, unlike Big Rich, TD, and Fletch typically do.
Wait. Not really, though. All we did is like, you know, what'd be funny is if we got sunglasses, and we did.
We
It's
got
happening.
4 legit giveaways coming up next Friday that will draw people out. We're going to lure you in.
By the way, I believe it's raining. It was raining
It's
when we
raining
got
right now.
here. Okay, so we got a Pineapple Express rolling in here.
Mhm.
If you're looking for updates on the weather, News Radio 600 Kogo, our sister stations where you want to go.
Screw that. Stay right
No.
here.
I was going to say, keep it locked. We will give you Pineapple Express updates throughout the
True.
show.
Here you go.
You know
You
what?
ready?
You're
Here's the update. It's
Yeah,
raining.
You want to go to Cat and LaDonna and just get yelled at about Lord knows what?
You know what? You're right. You're right. That was a dumb move.
You know, I was
That
trying to
was a rookie make.
set you guys up there to talk about the giveaways
Oh,
that we
sorry,
have
sorry.
next Friday.
Oh.
65-inch television is going to be available next Friday to win at the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch Big Game Tailgate. How about this? A free month's worth of testosterone provided by the Man Zone.
Oh!
Yeah, Dr. Roy David. He's not going to be on the premises, but I'm going to ask him for permission to inject you myself. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, boy.
No. I don't think that's allowed. I'm not a phlebotomist. Also, trust me, it's a thing. You can look it up. It's a thing. Also, we have a free round of golf that's going to be provided by our buddies at Long Ball.
Bam!
And not for the listeners, but for us, which is kind of awesome.
Sure, they want to hear it.
Our guys over at Long Ball are bringing us their like new test flavors.
And it's
Hey,
only
right on.
for us, not for you
But
losers.
you can watch us.
I don't think they're ready to be sold yet.
You freaking lame asses, you're not going to get any of it. Fletch, you are.
A jerk.
Yes.
Can we also talk about yesterday? We had, by the way, thank you to all of San Diego who showed up at our supply drive, who rolled through
Oh my
here.
gosh, yeah.
We have so many provisions that were dropped off. Fantastic. So thank you everyone for helping out. After the show here, we went outside. KUSI was out and they needed to do a quick news hit. And was it
Casey from KUSI.
Yeah, she's talking with us, oh, what does this mean to you? What about San Diego? Blah, blah, blah. And then we get to Fletch. So who's going to win the Super Bowl? Niners. Hell yeah.
On live television. And she goes, oh, well, that's good. You seem excited. Are you a Niners fan? And he was like, effing A right I am.
Yeah. And then she said,
You see these socks?
she said, nice hat.
is my tequila therapy at?
Jesus.
Why is this weird? That's me. Sorry, that's what you got.
It was amazing. So, like, I mean, yeah, the truth is, if you're watching the interview, the best part was Fletch because they asked us, we're like, yeah, look, this is a great thing for San Diego.
I said that.
Obviously, a lot of flood victims. We're really happy to be a part of this. And then TD's like, yeah, I mean, anything you can give. Like, just get out here between the hours of, well, really now until 5 p.m. The parking lot's open to all of our listeners, drop off goods for people in need. And then Fletch, the camera rolls on to Fletch, and he goes, Niner gang, bang, bang! Niner gang, bang, bang, dog!
Give me that mic. Listen up right here. The 49ers. Have you ever heard of Big Sock Brock?
That's basically how it went down.
Yeah, it was awesome. It took everything in my body not to start hysterically laughing because it was like Lucinda K, also from News Radio 600 Coconut. She was interviewed first, so she's doing the whole. I mean, this is a joyous moment in San Diego. She's doing her whole thing. She was like, I mean, what a beautiful day for a drive. And so I'm like, wow, yeah, she's really nailing it. And then I'm like, okay, that went okay. And then we get to Fletch, and he's just like,
hell yeah, Casey. Hell yeah.
Fred Warner, Debo, okay? C-Mac, Brock Purdy, use check. And I am pissing myself trying not to laugh.
I was also trying not to laugh because out of the corner of my eye, I saw somebody pulling something out of the back of a truck, and I thought it was like a bare root fruit tree being dropped off.
That's other.
I was like,
that's other. There were a lot. I mean, a lot of gently used clothing and blankets dropped off.
Overwhelmed by the amount of great stuff that was dropped.
Crazy. Like people thought outside the box, like towels and linens.
Food.
Right. Yeah, dog food, like cat food for animals who have been displaced. Like,
but
then, dude, there were people like, this is a keyboard guitar.
It's a guitar.
It's a guitar.
I don't think it works anymore, but you know what? I haven't put batteries in it.
One of the joysticks for like an old school plate playing game. This isn't a trash drive.
Somebody may need that.
There was one guy.
I was eyeballing it.
There was one guy who showed up with a bag that was just wet. It was just the bag, like it was just. He was like, we were like, is this from the flood? And he was like, I don't know. I found it in my garage. I think it's blankets.
So also, like, super generous. Everybody that gave stuff, thank you. It's not a trash drive.
Oh, listen.
Oh no!
Listen.
It was.
Listen. I mean, that's one man's trash, another man's treasure. I guess. Who knows? But I do know that there was a lot of good done. So
and there's a lot of garages that are clean in San Diego.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Okay. So the news out of the NFL yesterday was Mike McDonald, not the Doobie Brothers famed Silver Fox singer,
which. We will be giving away Doobie Brother tickets here in mere minutes.
Just hang in if you want to see them on June 25th here in San Diego. But a different Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens, just appeared in the AFC Championship game with one of the top defenses in the league, interviewed for the Seattle Seahawks job and got it, and reportedly signed a 6-year contract with the Hawks. So John Schneider, who was the leftover general manager from the firing of Pete Carroll, his job was spared, had an edict sent down from the owner. She told him, look, basically, we're going to keep everything the same. We want the same philosophy around here. What Pete Carroll did for this team was warranted and needed.
Whoa.
We have breaking news. We have breaking news right now as we speak.
Breaking news.
So
let me make sure this is official.
Well, I mean, it's on the NFL Network, so I don't think they're going to mislead us here. So being reported live on air as we're watching images from the Senior Bowl in Alabama is breaking news that Dan Quinn has been hired by the Washington Commanders. So all of the vacancies have now officially been filled. So as we were talking about McDonald being hired by the Seahawks, we see it scroll across the screen. It's official. Dan Quinn is the next Washington head coach.
I was going to bring this up last hour, and I'm mad at myself that I didn't now. But when we read the Jerry Jones quote about Mike McCarthy, it's how are these two stories connected, right? This is how these two stories are connected. So Jerry Jones was talking about, I could see myself working with Bill Belichick, totally. And like we were talking about, what does that mean for Mike McCarthy? Does he start panicking? Well, yesterday it was being talked about on the Herd that the reason Mike McCarthy's job is safe for next season is because they already have the interim head coach there, and it's Dan Quinn. But if Dan Quinn's not there, not only does that open up the defensive coordinator role in Dallas for Bill Belichick, but it also potentially opens up the interim or the coach in waiting role for Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
Man,
that would be
Bill-
shocking.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
I could.
Defensive coordinator.
He's going to
really?
take the defense coordinator
Or
job?
just after Dan Quinn leaves, who is probably the best part of this Dallas Cowboys coaching staff. If Dan Quinn is out, that means maybe Jerry Jones says Mike McCarthy's safe for next year, but he's not safe for next year.
So Bill Belichick, who wants to run everything, is going to be the defensive coordinator.
Or Mike
under
McCarthy gets
Mike.
fired tomorrow, and
Well,
Bill Belichick gets hired as the head coach.
That sounds more probable to
Yeah,
me than Bill Belichick taking the defensive coordinator role and then sitting there. What he's going to be general manager, but also DC.
Yeah,
So was the last time Dan Quinn was a head coach, was that with the Falcons?
with the Falcons,
The Matt Ryan Falcons?
It was right before. It was right before Matt Ryan got traded to the. Actually, it was right after Matt Ryan got traded to the Indianapolis Colts, and then they had a tough season, and then he became the defensive coordinator. He didn't miss a year. He became the defensive coordinator immediately with the Dallas Cowboys.
And that was Mike McCarthy's first year, was also Dan Quinn's first year in Dallas.
I believe it was,
I
the
think
same
so,
exact year.
So Dan Quinn was rumored to be like a top candidate for the Seattle coaching job because he had been there in the past. But now with this move to the Commanders, do you like the fit?
Yeah, I do. I think Dan Quinn, what he offers is a lot of stability, a steady hand at the tiller. You could make the same argument for Ron Rivera. However, look, Ron Rivera, I think, really did a poor job publicly discussing things. There were multiple occasions where Ron, who's considered one of the great guys of the NFL, like nobody dislikes Ron,
Riverboat Ron.
but there were times where he would get to the podium and he'd be talking about like discussions that were happening inside the building and kind of out players and then have to walk things back. And it was just poorly done. Remember the whole issue with Eric Bieniemy, and how, players weren't responding well to Eric Bieniemy, and then he made it worse by putting his foot in the mouth and being like, yeah, actually, everything you guys heard is true. Like, a lot of players are having a hard time with Eric. And you know what? Honestly, it's something that we could discuss. And then literally a day later, he was like, so everything I said about EB may have been blown out of proportion. It was just, he did that several times though. And so I don't know. I look at Dan Quinn as not going to do that. Not going to be the type of guy who's gonna overstep his or overstay his time in front of the media and the podium, and he's going to have a more stable culture.
Now, when you look at Atlanta, the defense wasn't necessarily the problem a season ago. The defense was actually pretty good. It was the offense, which has all this young star power around it, but no quarterback, obviously, and not really able to get anything going offensively with Bijan, with Kyle Pitts, with Drake London, because Desmond Ridder, for the most part, was the one throwing the football to him. So Atlanta has some problems to figure out still. But the Washington Commanders, you look at them, man, Sam Howell, is that the guy who Dan Quinn's going to be going in with?
No, it's it is Sam Howell. Yeah. He was the Washington Commanders quarterback, Sam Howell. Yeah. And look, he had some games, man. Like there were some moments where
he
you're
was
like
leading the NFL in passing for a while last year.
He had some games, but there were also some really tough moments for Sam Howell. And the NFL is tough. Like when you're trying to figure it out, especially at that position in the NFL, it's not easy. Not very many people who can be capable even to play the position. So they got a problem at quarterback, but a lot of teams got problems at quarterbacks.
A couple of really good coaches still sitting out there. Did Washington make the right move in your guys' eyes?
Well, so Bill Belichick, in order to hire him, it's the whole kit and caboodle. You don't get Bill Belichick unless you want him as a general manager and a head coach. And they did not want that. So if you're not looking for that, if you're not looking for a complete Belichick takeover, then you can't hire Bill Belichick. And so in the case of Dan Quinn, he's a good soldier. I mean, he went to Dallas, and I think he admirably led that defense and never made waves, never overstepped his boundaries in terms of because there was a lot of talk about how Dan Quinn could replace Mike McCarthy. He never said word one about how he had designs of taking over the Dallas Cowboys. He handled all of that extremely diplomatically. The players loved him. So I think it's a good hire. I really do. And I think Bill Belichick would be a good hire, but you just have to completely submit to Belichick. And I don't think the Commanders wanted to do that.
That is a hard pivot from Ben Johnson, who is a offensive mind, to Dan Quinn, who is the defensive mind.
Right.
They're going in a completely different direction than what we thought that their hiring wants were.
Yeah.
What about Vrabel?
So Vrabel also still available. Now that could be a guy who I could see going down to Dallas and being a defensive coordinator.
Yeah. That one feels like it.
Yeah,
it could
you know,
work.
like I could see him like very similar to Dan Quinn, defensive-minded head coach, you know, coaching in the case of Dan Quinn in the NFC South, Vrabel from the AFC South, coming over and sort of getting another opportunity to lead a defense. I think Vrabel's a really smart coach. I think, again, another great culture builder. There's nobody in the building in Tennessee who disliked him except for maybe the owner. Other than that, it went pretty well.
All right, the coaching carousel has come to a halt. It has stopped. We have all the head coaches in place. Here we go. Patriots, Gerard Mayo, Falcons, Raheem Morris, Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, Raiders, Antonio Pierce, Titans, Brian Callahan, Seahawks, Mike McDonald, not the one from the band, and Commanders have just made their hire. It's Dan Quinn. He will be taking over as the Commanders head coach for 2024-2025. Padres broke their silence yesterday. They made a move. They bring in free agent reliever Wandy Peralta. It's a 4-year deal, $16.5 million. The deal is still pending a physical. It also includes 3 player opt-outs after the first season, and he was from the Yankees a year ago. Coming up tonight right here on San Diego Sports 760, the Brian Dutcher Coaches Show, hosted by John Schaefer and Coach Dutcher. Listen starting at 6 o'clock. Right here on 760 and the free iHeartRadio app. Lot to discuss with Coach Dutcher tonight. They also do a segment on that show where they take your questions straight from the text line to Coach Dutcher. Your opportunity to interact with the head coach of Aztecs basketball ahead of a Utah State showdown on Saturday. That is one of the biggest games of the season at Viejas Arena. Tickets are still available at goaztecs.com. We also have a pair of tickets to give away on the show coming up in just a little bit.
So the music has stopped.
Best hire?
All the seats are full. Yeah. So who did it best?
It's hard to say it, but the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you were talking 2 top names that were out there. Jim Harbaugh was one of them. So I agree. I also think the Raiders sticking with Antonio Pierce was a very, very smart move out there in Las Vegas.
I was talking with a diehard Raider fan yesterday, and he loved the hire.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. I mean, you have Jim Harbaugh out there. You have Bill Belichick. You have a Vrabel sitting out there, and Antonio Pierce is the guy you're going, no. He gets it. He gets it. We want him here.
I completely agree with that. In fact, I would go as far to say that the Raiders probably did the best job. Because imagine from the standpoint of Mark Davis, you have Jim Harbaugh, who they had designs on hiring Jim Harbaugh. He had interviews. Let's put it this way. If the locker room didn't almost stage a coup, almost like they were talking about mutiny, if they didn't hire Antonio Pierce, very easily they could have had Jim Harbaugh. So I think that was great. A great job of listening. Mark Davis, owners in general in the NFL, not great listeners. You know, they're directors, they're maestros, they're the people with all the money, they write all the checks. It is very difficult when you're in a position of power to listen to your subordinates and say, you know what, yeah, you're right. But he did, and so good on the Raiders. So I would, if I'm going to put Jim Harbaugh at the top of the list saying, hey, that's the best hire here, Antonio Pierce, to your point, TD, that's 1A. That's right below it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And it's just interesting because you're talking Jim Harbaugh. I mean that is a name up to Antonio Pierce, but just the fit is so perfect.
Yeah,
and we'll see. I mean, Antonio Pierce could turn out to be absolutely phenomenal. I just think as far as fit goes, it's hard to beat.
So a couple of them that don't make a ton of sense to me. One, the Seahawks did yesterday, the Mike McDonald hire. I get it. You want to keep the culture the same, but after 14 years of Pete Carroll, who was a defensive-minded head coach, 1 Super Bowl, or did the Seahawks get 2 under Pete?
They went to 2-1-1.
Right. The one they lost was the Malcolm Butler interception.
Yep.
So when you look at Mike McDonald, it feels like an extension of Pete Carroll. I know they're from totally different systems, but it feels like that's what the organization was going after. So if that's what they wanted, great. And then the other one that didn't make a ton of sense to me was the Falcons hiring Raheem Morris. It just didn't seem like that was what they needed. And they go after Raheem Morris, who's had a great career. He's bounced around a ton. A lot of people think he deserved to have his shot as a head coach this year, but I just don't understand that fit with that system when you need someone offensive to get those young offensive stars that they have in Atlanta the ball a little more.
I think they panicked. I think the Atlanta Falcons panicked. I think I think they got so far down the road with Belichick that they went, oops, this isn't going to work. And for whatever reason it was, he wanted too much money. He wanted too long of a contract, too
Sounded
short
like
of a
there were
contract.
people in the front office that didn't want Belichick also.
Yeah, it might have been discontent of, advisors around Arthur Blank who convinced them out of it. For whatever reason, it went wrong, and they got pretty far down the process, down the rabbit hole before making that decision. And I think they went with familiarity. So all of a sudden, they were kind of up the creek without a paddle, and they went, oh boy,
Raheem Morris.
Yeah. It's almost like they blurted it out in a fever dream, like, it just really kind of felt like a knee-jerk reaction.
Maybe they thought they didn't have a shot at Ben Johnson, who was so heavily rumored to be the Commanders' next head coach, and so they went with Raheem Morris. That's the one hire that sticks out to me. Like, I don't know if that one's gonna work.
Yeah, I'd probably say that was the lowest on the list here for me. I would say that.
So much left on the vine here. Okay, if you missed it, all 2024 head coaching vacancies have now officially been filled, with the Commanders hiring Dan Quinn. We'll continue this conversation on the other side, but first and foremost, I gotta say something.
Look at that neck.
I mean, Travis Dale, he used to have what we actually described when he wasn't in the room as a mega neck.
Tractor tire.
Yeah, we would often tease.
God, that's
we would say, Jesus, how did he get through the door with that
what else did
thing?
you say
It's
about
like
me when I wasn't
Like a
The
jet engine.
The circumference of his tie was the equator. But
We had a special order ties.
sorry.
Wow.
But anyways, those
Wow,
are the things we used to say. What we say now is, gosh, he's got such a jawline, and he doesn't at all look like a thumb anymore.
You can actually see his eyeballs. That's actually true for both of you.
Wow. Well, it's I mean, thanks, I guess. And listen, I have to give the credit to SD Fat Loss. Okay,
think you do.
yeah, I mean, SD Fat Loss. They know what they're doing there. 31 pounds in 8 weeks. I mean, that sounds unbelievable. And actually, we all said that when they said, no, you'll lose 20 to 30 pounds here if you follow the plan correctly. And we all kind of went, 30 pounds in 2 months. You're crazy. And it's true. I mean, you start this program, you start to get on the scale. Once it starts moving, it falls fast. And here's the best part. As I clear my throat, the best part is when you lose the weight, you keep the weight off. They show you the right way to do it, the healthy way to do it, because a lot of these fad diets, you'll lose weight, but as soon as you stop the fad diet, you gain it all back. So listen, you'll do this without exercise. You'll do it without counting calories or counting points or eating something you don't want to eat. You're going to eat the foods you like to eat. And Wayne, Chloe, the staff over there at SD Fat Loss, they'll show you the correct way. I mean, this is part of the problem here is we don't eat correctly. They will show you the right way to do it. And if you go to sdfatloss.com, you sign up right now. The consultation is absolutely free. So they'll talk with you, they'll chat with you, they'll get to know you, they'll figure out your particular lifestyle, your body makeup, all the things to go, okay, this is the right plan for you. And it works. sdfatloss.com, a healthy weight loss. You'll use real whole foods, proprietary strategies. You're going to help your body become you again. sdfatloss.com, sdfatloss.com. Rich has stolen the new air fryer and it's in studio, which, look, even with sdfatloss.com, we know how to eat correctly so we can still enjoy some of these apps here for the big game. We are making appetizer number 3 coming up next.
Big Rich is in the kitchen. What's he cooking up? You'll find out next. This update is presented by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. We will begin here in the NFL, where we got some breaking news as the Washington Commanders hired Dan Quinn to be their next head coach. Padres, they broke their silence yesterday. They made a move to bring in free agent reliever Wandy Peralta on a 4-year, $16.5 million deal. The deal is still pending a physical. It does include 3-player opt-outs. Coming up tonight right here on 760, the Brian Dutcher Coaches Show, hosted by John Schaefer and Brian Dutcher. Listen starting at 6 right here on 760 and the free iHeartRadio app. Make sure you text in some questions. The coach likes to answer them. When you get your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt, prepare to shout Jackson Hew-yah from the rooftops. In the event you don't get your biggest refund, you will get your money back plus $100.
It's Big Rich and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760. Aaron Bauman texting in, very concerned on the well-being of the air fryer here as we're cooking up some apps for the big game. You know, if you're trying to get ready, we're trying to test out some recipes here. We'll tell you which ones you need to make. So, Aaron, everything will be fine. The air fryer will be totally cool. It's in Rich's hands. There's nothing wrong. Nothing can go wrong here.
TD, an hour and a half ago on the show, I said, doesn't matter who texts you. I said, Aaron Bauman could just text randomly in the middle of the show and you would immediately read the text.
Yeah.
That's what just happened.
Well, I was responding to her text. I was responding to her. It was necesito.
Hey guys, I'm back.
You're mobile. You need more or less volume in there.
No, this is perfect.
Okay, you go. Yeah, so much room for activities. Okay. See? Gosh. Man,
Guys, we got a question on
physically
YouTube, and the question was, what's happening next Friday?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked.
If you haven't heard, it's the Big Game Tailgate, hosted by Big Rich, TD, and Fletch at K&B Bistro in Del Cerro. We got tons of giveaways, including a 65-inch TV, a month worth of testosterone from Dr. Roy David at the Mad Zone.
The Mad Zone.
Yeah, baby. That's what I said.
You said Mad Zone.
I said man zone.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I mean, the only way to settle this is to fight.
How about
That's like
free
day
foursome of
3.
golf out at Cottonwood Golf Club, thanks to our friends over at Long Ball, plus some Pit Vipers, right, TD?
Yeah, we got some Pit Viper, some Doucher sunglasses we're going to be giving away as well. No, remember that day? It was like day 3. I'm on the show, and Fletch goes, "We should arm wrestle."
It did not go well
weird.
for
It's
me. You are
weird.
so strong.
Weird. But yeah, anyways, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a party. K&B Bistro right over in Del Cerro. It's right down the road from here. Come on.
Just across from Montezuma Mesa over the 8 freeway.
Woo! I
I
can't
love it.
wait. Tomorrow's a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Tony Conja is going to be here in studio. We'll be mixing up a few drinks and in just a few minutes, because we forgot again some Doobie Brother tickets.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Mhm, mhm.
And this time we're gonna give them away for sure.
Right. So we've done 2 apps. We did the cream cheese, sour cream, cheddar, bacon, onion dip.
It was good.
It was delicious.
It was actually really good.
yeah. In fact, one, it's super easy to make, right? I mean,
it was tough.
You're just mixing stuff together here, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you, that's a 10 on the dip range there. Although the little pieces of bread may have been the perfect pairing
It's
for
all
that.
about elevating your food. Gordon Ramsay, if he's taught me anything,
Yeah.
it's that you want to take your food to the next level.
Gordon Ramsay, close personal friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he taught me it.
Yeah, that's right. Then we did some buffalo wing meatball subs, I guess, which they were decent. They were decent. I don't know if I would make those, to
You
be quite
got to
honest.
stop doubting yourself,
Yeah.
TD. You are a peacock, and we just got to let you fly, man.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Peacocks don't really fly.
Yeah, they kind of just walk a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like they'll fly about as much as a chicken flies.
Yeah.
Again, you're doubting yourself even more. If you were a peacock, you would fly, my guy.
It's true.
Right. Mhm.
You're majestic.
Right. Now we have Rich Ornberger in the hot seat. In the hot seat in the studio kitchen. Opening up some containers right now. We've got looks like cream cheese, looks like there's bacon, looks like is that chorizo?
Yeah, we got chorizo.
Okay.
So I fried up the bacon and I diced it. Last night, and then I also
Pointed the camera right at your lower regions.
right at the junk.
That's what the people want to see.
Yeah.
So I got I got bacon diced up, and I got the chorizo pre-fried. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix those two with just some cream cheese. That's it.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm going to cut open a jalapeno, and I'm going to stuff all that magic inside of jalapeno.
Okay.
And then
into the new air fryer.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got harangued, and I mean harangued by Sherry. So Sherry at the front desk has been restocking all the stuff in the kitchen
Okay.
the entire morning. Like I've seen her several times now.
Okay.
She stopped me and she goes, "Absolutely not." I've never seen her angry before.
Wow.
I was like,
With the air fryer?
I was like, "Sherry, what? And she was like, where are you going with that?" I was like, "No, I just got, there's a loose screw on the bottom." It was like when the Grinch Stole Christmas gets
Yeah.
caught by Cindy Lou Who. I was like, "No, I'm going to bring it up to the mountain. I'm going to fix it and bring it back." And she was like, "Absolutely not." She was like, "You're leaving it in there." She was like, "This happens every time with you guys. You steal stuff out of the kitchen. Then people are like, "Where's the toaster? Where's the air fryer?" And I was like, No. I was like, "That's not at all what's happening."
Can we just put a sign saying if you need to use it, go to the sports studio?
Yeah, that's what I told her. And she didn't seem all that thrilled. And then I'm plugging it back in. I'm kind of walking out defeated. And she goes, "No, I can't. Like, no, I'm just messing with you."
Good.
She had me going.
Yeah. Wow. So you may need a bigger bowl there, pal.
Yeah, probably.
What-
It's going to be cool.
Now, Richie, while you're making this up, have you been a part of a team in the NFL where a new head coach got hired while you were there?
Yeah, kind of. So when the Cardinal staff, who was led by Ken Wisenhunt, got canned in the 2012 season after a 5-win season, I was still on the roster when Bruce Arians took over. Or no, yeah. It's when Bruce Arians took over as BA.
Was that his first move to get rid of you?
No, he held one meeting with me, and he was just like, "Hey, yeah," he was like, "We like you. You know, you'll probably have to fight for a position on this team." He was like, "How's the knee?" Because I was recovering from an MCL tear. And I was like, the knee's not great yet, but it will be. And he was like, okay, cool. He's like, well, you just keep doing what you're doing. He was like, we'll match whatever offer you get out there unless it's ridiculous. So I'm like, okay. And so I told my agent, he's like, yeah, I mean, basically the decision comes down to, if you get another offer, will you want to leave? And I'm like, well, I like Arizona. What ended up happening though, during that transition is a lot of guys, there was a lot of roster turnover. So all these teams, is it 8 teams? Was it 8 vacancies?
It might have been 9.
9 vacancies in
Trying
total?
to think.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot of players who are going to be shuffled off these rosters, and a lot of assistant coaches too, because when a new regime comes in, that's what happens. You're going to see players shipped out. I mean, just think about, I don't know, to localize the story a little bit, think about the Padres. Peter Seidler passes away. The vision changes, right?
Right.
So whatever was here with Peter Seidler, whatever decision-making capacity he was in control of, which I would argue is a lot, well, that philosophy leaves with Peter Seidler, and somebody else is going to be essentially making the decisions now. And so obviously it's all going to be different.
Yeah, I was going to take it even a step further with San Diego State Aztecs, because the three of us kind of got a firsthand look at what was happening the day Sean Lewis got hired to a couple days after that. Like, he was the busiest man in America for about 48 hours. And then now getting to know him a little bit, it seems like he's just the busiest man in America all the time because he's always doing something. But you look at those first couple days, and for Dan Quinn, it's not going to be this way because he's been through it before. But what a culture shock that is, all of a sudden being one of the most important people in a city or a town or a state for some of these coaches.
Yeah. Speaking of America, speaking of coaches, Dan Quinn leaving the Cowboys, going to go coach the Commanders. Bob Costas has spoken out, and he says Dallas Cowboys have been replaced by America's team,
the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't think that's what he said.
The Chiefs.
Oh, boy.
See, that's funny because I saw another article this morning saying that the Chiefs were the #1 most hated franchise in sports.
I don't think that was the article. The article was Chiefs fatigue is real.
No, I'm talking a different article.
Oh,
there was a poll created by one of the sports
Really?
places. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was. I'll find it for you guys.
They're the #1 most hated team in sports.
Yep.
Wait, I saw that. I saw that too. It originated from Niner Gang Don't Bang at hotmail.edu. Is that the one?
It's Bang Bang Niner Gang. Come
Sorry.
on, get it right.
Sorry.
Respect E40.
Big. UB40?
E40, the rapper.
Red wine. Red wine. Okay, so the jalapenos you've hollowed out, one.
This is going to take a while.
And you're stuffing it now,
Yeah.
which is interesting. So you have your mixture mixed up in a paper cup, and you're using a knife, a plastic knife, will start to stuff the jalapeno, assisted by a finger. Here comes a toothpick.
Yeah, I'm going to put the little hat back on the top. I don't know.
Okay.
Come back.
No.
I got him. I want to see. Because then it looks like an actual jalapeno.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
And you brought your own pan. It is foil lined. EB.
Yeah.
We're talking to you.
Yeah. Don't worry. We are professionals.
Absolutely, 1,000,000%.
Some people would say this is going to go real well.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, nobody panic.
What are you going to make? Like 3 of them?
I'm going to make 3.
Okay.
I'm not going to have any time for any more than that.
Is this going to be a post-show consumption?
It probably will be. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see if we have time. But this, I'll tell you right now, this is going way smoother than I thought, because when I got here, I felt criminally underprepared in terms of bowls. Like, I saw you both with mixing bowls. I was like, that would be a good idea.
Right.
Well,
it's hard to remember everything at 3:30 in the morning.
Rich, how confident do you feel about talking about the man zone while you're over there?
Oh, I feel great about it.
Then go ahead, let it rip.
Okay, so check this out. So Dr. Roy David, he's a game changer. Some would argue a life changer. So I had no idea what dire straits I was in from a testosterone standpoint. And then I went into the man zone to talk to Dr. Roy David, Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery. He's the medical director at the Man Zone, double board certified plastic surgeon, by the way. This guy is a medical doctor, and he's going to be in control of every decision made with your health when you go to the Man Zone. And so I met with him, and I was like, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, how many push-ups can you do? And I was just like, what did you
Wow.
just say? And he goes, how many push-ups can you do? I said, I don't know. He's like, drop and give me 20. And so I'm like, what? Really? Is that what? And so I'm doing push-ups. He's like, no. We need to get your test tested. And I was like, my test? He goes, your testosterone. I was like, okay, let's do it. So I was like, sign me up. We checked it out. Turns out I was about a pint low. Yeah, I was. Yeah, look, in all truth, the reason why I went in there is because I felt sluggish. I felt like I had brain fog. I felt like I wasn't really myself, and I just wanted to feel better. And I thought it might be testosterone related after I spoke to a friend, another former NFL player who's been getting testosterone treatment for years now. Completely safe thing to do. And so I go to the Man Zone. I get my testosterone tested, and there's a range. It's from 300 to 1,000. I was in like the low threes, and it's not healthy. You want to optimize that testosterone. You get it boosted up. This way, every single aspect of your life improves. Whether you're struggling with, like me, with brain fog or sluggishness, or just feeling general, I don't know, just feeling like off. Or if you're having issues in the bedroom, right? You know, if your situation is a libido issue, you know, whatever it is, don't be ashamed. You got to get to the Man Zone, themanzone.com. That's themanzone.com. Meet with Dr. Roy David. He's going to be in complete control of the whole situation. And if you're a candidate, you'll get started on testosterone literally the day they find out your results. And then it's very easy. You go in once a month, you pick up your supply, and you're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to have an easier time training in the gym. Everything about your life gets easier when your testosterone numbers are in the range they're supposed to be. This is one of the game-changing moments of my life. I want to share that with all of our listeners. So get out to the Man Zone. That's themanzone.com, themanzone.com.
So check it out, guys. We got the big game coming up this weekend, right? And you're going, you know what? It's just not enough for me, the big game. I want to have a little more invested here. Well, I'll tell you what, you want to make it a little more fun? Then you need to download DraftKings Pick Six. DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped a brand new fantasy app. It's called Pick Six. Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. And getting started, it's easy, guys. Just download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code SD760. Now, you're just going to pick between 2 and 6 NFL players, and you're going to choose if they're going to have more or less of a particular stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? And you can track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Hey, get your wife, get your husband in on the action. It's fun. And actually, my wife loves to play it because, well, it's easy to follow along. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760 only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com. Bottom of the barrel and our final app. Little fun
Bottom of the barrel
Little fun
and our final jalapeno poppers right now.
You were saying no. You were waving me off. You're like, don't land, don't land.
It's because you were doing a tease.
Well, I thought it was tease time.
Circle the airport. We're circling back around.
I was so confused. Anyways, bottom of the barrel and our final app coming up.
We have a fire. We have a fire
God.
in the studio.
We got to seriously put
Hang on.
No problem here. It's fine. It's our we're making apps here in studio, and it's fine. Everything's fine.
Actually, I just realized it's not our fault.
Oh, something was in the toaster.
Yeah, it's not our fault.
Yeah, that wasn't us. Something
That'll
was
work
in the
in court.
toaster. It's fine. Listen, it's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It's San Diego Sports 760. It is the big game time, and we're cooking up apps here, and everything's safe. Okay, it's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's safe. Nobody panic.
Correct.
Somebody just left a napkin in a toaster.
Was it you?
Wait, for real?
Yeah, that's exactly what just set on fire over there.
Okay.
But now as the smoke clears, I think we have a better picture of what these jalapeno poppers are going to taste like. They're going to be smoked jalapeno poppers.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot happening
Is it
today.
still on fire?
Nah, it's
Dude,
out.
those are just the burning embers of what used to be a cocktail napkin.
Why is there a cocktail napkin in there?
I have no idea. I took it out of there. Yeah, this is gonna go.
Ryan started the fire.
Yeah.
It was always burning since the wheels been turning. Big Red started the fire.
So we have the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch big game tailgate party coming up next Friday, not tomorrow. Next Friday, February 9th, we're going to be out K&B and Bistro, north on College Avenue, off the 8. You can't miss us. We're going to be out there. We're giving away a 65-inch boom television.
Big screen.
Big screen for the big game. And we're going to drop it off at your house if you live close. No, I'm kidding. We'll drop it off at your house.
What's the range, though?
20 miles. maybe we'll go outside that.
We'll
drop it off at your house.
Look, if someone is willing to drive to us for the big game tailgate, then we should be willing to drive to
Yeah,
them
see,
for the
that's
TV.
yeah. You got to show up to win it. Like, you got to show up to win all these great prizes.
You have to show up to sign up to win. That is accurate. You do have to do that. You don't have to be present to win, but you have to go there to sign up.
Exactly. Dr. Roy David, the Man Zone. They're going to provide a free month of testosterone treatment to one of our listeners who wins that prize. Okay, so you'll walk out there with a gift card. We're also going to be giving away a free round of golf sponsored by our good friends at Long Ball Hard Iced Tea. Cottonwood, is that the name of the country
Cottonwood
club?
Golf Club, yeah.
Golf Club. It's good, awesome little place. We checked out pictures last night. So you could either go with us or you could pick a foursome of your own. You go out there and play the course. That's on Long Ball Hard Iced Tea. And then there's going to be many more prizes and swaggy giveaways. And we're going to have food catered by Sombreros Mexican food. It's going to be awesome.
3, 2, 1.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What did I say?
Nothing. You didn't say anything.
Hardball?
No, I got a text and he wants me to read the text, and I'm not going to read the text, okay? Because that's weird. I wouldn't read the text from Aaron Bauman right now. What?
Can't help yourself.
You guys ever
You
been
want to
to
do it so
You
bad.
guys ever been to Atkinson, New Hampshire?
No, I haven't.
For bottom of the barrel, where are we going this morning?
They do weird things in Atkinson, New Hampshire, like the diaper spa, where adults
Okay.
role play as babies and wear diapers.
You know, we've been looking for our costumes for the big game tailgate. We
Be
might have just
honest.
found it.
Wait, have you ever heard of ABDL?
Wait a second. Have we given away any tickets
Oh
yet today?
my gosh.
Hang on
The
a
phone
second.
line's lighting up
Hang on
because
a
they're
second.
like, are you guys
Hang on a
ever
second.
going to
Hang on
do
a
this?
second. We gotta rectify this situation really quick. Okay, at exactly 8:57. So don't call right now, but in like 4 minutes, call us back at 877-767-4760.
Right.
That's the number to call. At 8:57, we're giving away to two separate callers
That's right.
a pair of tickets to the Doobie Brothers
I like it.
and a pair of tickets to see the Aztecs
That's right.
take on Utah State, the Aggies at Viejas Arena. Go Aztecs.com for more tickets and information there, but you can win at exactly 8:57 if you call it. Also, I'd like to mention, if you want tickets and information for the Doobie Brothers, go to livenation.com.
The second time there's been a fire in the studio.
How long will we
Sam
get
the
away
cooking
with
guy
this?
did the last one.
That was Sam the
That's
cooking guy,
true.
who's a professional chef.
Dude, it's easy to make to start fires. All you need to do is bring a toaster oven in the studio and then take your eye off it completely.
Wait, they have to cook for 25 more minutes?
No, I just said it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Look at it.
Yeah, I'm just look. You know, I can see them right now. They're not even close. They're not even close. We are. We do poppers.
Maybe
Post
we'll
show.
go TikTok live at Big Rich TD Fletch. You can
Yeah.
check us out there and subscribe there or follow there. We have another video that's starting to make the leap up into viral status. So go check it out.
Should we post pictures of our final apps online for people to vote on?
You know we will.
Okay, all right. So that'll happen. So be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow is Friday. It's a bar card Friday. Woo! Yeah, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Tony Conja in studio, and who else? It's a mystery.
Yeah, there may be someone.
All right, before we
What is
leave,
this music?
will you be watching the football game tonight? Yes.
Yeah, well, but also
See everybody. Yeah, he really.
guys, yeah, good luck. Call it 2 minutes.